Chapter 1446. The Apothecary Alliance and the Medicine Sect Alliance only differed by a single word. Both of them were competing for the resources of apothecaries. Whichever faction had more apothecaries and higher-level apothecaries would have more influence. The Apothecary Alliance used to be the only organization that verified apothecaries. Now, with the addition of the Medicine Sect Alliance, they were under a lot of pressure. The Medicine Sect Alliance was also a powerful faction. After they formed the Medicine Sect Alliance, they recruited many outstanding apothecaries and even had a godly apothecary. The resources they had were similar. The Medicine Sect Alliance did not lose to the Apothecary Alliance. On the contrary, the Apothecary Alliance's reputation was severely damaged because Xiang Dingtian was a remnant of the Heavenly Palace. Many apothecaries left the Apothecary Alliance and joined the Medicine Sect Alliance. Under such circumstances, no matter how powerful Xiang Dingtian was, he could not get these apothecaries back. He only made a statement that apothecaries who left the Medicine Sect Alliance would no longer be recognized and their factions would no longer receive help from the Apothecary Alliance. This announcement did not have much of a deterrent effect. Yao Chenwang had always been the Vice Alliance Master of the Medicine Sect Alliance, so he knew everything about the alliance like the back of his hand. After he became the Alliance Master of the Medicine Sect Alliance, he announced a series of rules that were similar to those of the Medicine Sect Alliance. In addition, he relaxed many of the conditions and added some benefits. This was the key to attracting other pharmacists to join the Medicine Sect Alliance. Xiang Dingtian was helpless because of this. He wanted to kill Yao Chenwang. Because of his problem, he had no choice but to make Chao Jifei the deputy alliance leader. He wanted to see what she could do to change everything. Chao Jifei was still young, but she was much more capable than her seniors. After she became the deputy alliance leader, she opened the alchemy chamber and relaxed the conditions to enter. She also opened lectures for high-level apothecaries. This attracted many apothecaries and also nurtured some outstanding apothecaries. This temporarily alleviated the Apothecary Alliance's crisis and gathered a group of loyal subordinates. If this continued, the Apothecary Alliance would be able to maintain its position as the #1 apothecary alliance. However, the Medicine Sect Alliance would not remain stagnant. It was hard to say who would be able to widen the gap between them. Recently, Chao Jifei had been having a headache. She had been thinking of ways to increase the Apothecary Alliance's influence and cohesion. Unfortunately, she had no good ideas. Yang Wu took out 3 pill formulas, which instantly made her excited. These 3 pill formulas were very important. To many apothecaries longed for them. Once it was released, it would definitely be very popular. Many forces would like it. This would strengthen the confidence of the original forces in the Alchemist Union and attract more cultivators to buy it. Those who had betrayed the Alchemist Union would definitely regret it. I have to keep the formulas. Chao Jifei's mind turned very quickly. She affirmed in her heart. Then she said with a serious face, "How do you want to cooperate? As long as the conditions aren't too excessive, I'll agree." Given Yang Wu's relationship with her master and the fact that Yang Wu was willing to take out the pill formula, he definitely wanted to help the Apothecary Alliance. Chao Jifei was also very courageous. She simply responded to Yang Wu, "I'll contribute the formulas. I don't want any contribution points. In the name of the Yang clan, I'll take 30% of the profits. What I'm saying is that I'll take 30% of the profits for each of the 3 pills I refine. This request isn't too much, is it?" Yang Wu said, "All right, 30% it is," Chao Jifei said. She then said, "Let's draw up the contract immediately." Yang Wu didn't raise any other objections. He was here to help the Apothecary Alliance. 30% of the profits was already good enough. This way, the Yang clan would have a stable source of income. They wouldn't have to worry about a lack of income. This was also to ensure that the Yang clan could share the Apothecary Alliance's fortune with the Yang clan. Yang Wu and Chao Jifei quickly drew up the contract. She took out the alliance leader's seal and stamped it. She didn't even ask her sect leader. It was clear that Xiang Dingtian trusted her. "Do you have any other good pill formulas? Take them all out. The alliance won't mistreat you," Chao Jifei said. She guessed that Yang Wu might have obtained the inheritance of the medicine god hall. Otherwise, he wouldn't have taken out such a pill formula. Hee, I definitely have pill formulas, but they're secrets. Yang Wu laughed. Then how will they be spread? Chao Jifei asked. They'll only be spread when they're on our side. Aren't we on the same side? Yang Wu didn't know how to answer. This kind of question wasn't easy to answer. While Yang Wu was hesitating, Chao Jifei said gently, Do you know that she might have already gone to the god realm? Hearing this, Yang Wu smiled and said, I can probably guess. Then why do you still miss her? Chao Jifei asked. Others might not understand my feelings for her, but no matter where she is, I'll always love her. Furthermore, we're already husband and wife. If I have the power, I'll go to the god realm to find her. Perhaps when she has the power, she'll come back to find me. A trace of confidence flashed across Yang Wu's face before he continued. Let's not talk about her anymore. I have a very good suggestion that can solve the apothecary union's urgent problem. What suggestion? Chao Jifei asked. I want to see senior brother first. You can't make this decision. All right, I'll immediately call Master back. Chao Jifei was very efficient. She used the power of the jade tube to contact Xiang Dingtian. As long as he sensed it, he would return as soon as possible. Yang Wu then asked about Miao Miao's situation. She said that Miao Miao had been in seclusion ever since he suffered a blow. He rarely appeared. Yang Wu didn't understand. What kind of blow could he have suffered? For Yao Miao Miao, Chao Jifei replied. Yang Wu immediately understood. After the medicine sect left the alliance, Yao Miao Miao was on the enemy's side. It wasn't very likely that they would be together. Where is he? I'll go see him, Yang Wu asked. He's at his residence, Chao Jifei replied. And so, the two of them headed for Miao Miao's residence. Soon, the two of them arrived at Miao Yu's residence. The guards here recognized them and hurriedly bowed in greeting. Miao Miao, hurry up and come out, Chao Jifei shouted. She had always been very intimidating. Usually, Miao Miao would quickly roll out when she shouted. But this time, Miao Miao didn't give her any face. He didn't even respond. Chao Jifei was very angry. Just as she was about to break the door open, Yang Wu stopped her and shouted, Boss Miao Miao is here. Why aren't you coming out to greet him? Are you looking down on him? Just as he finished speaking, the door to the pavilion opened. A figure rolled out from inside. A surprised voice called out, Boss, it's really you. Damn, what are you doing? You look so sloppy. Yang Wu couldn't help but curse when he saw Miao Miao. The Miao Miao in front of him was very different from before. His hair was unkempt and his face was dirty. He even had a beard. His alchemist robe was stained with a lot of medicinal dregs. There was also an unpleasant smell of alcohol. He was very similar to the beggars on the streets. Wow, boss, I thought you were dead. I was so sad. Miao Miao hugged Yang Wu and cried. Yang Wu pushed him away and said, Don't give me that. I'll be damned if I believe you. That's right. When you disappeared, he was sad for a few days. However, he quickly became lively again. It was only after a certain person left that he became depressed. Chao Jifei said, exposing his shortcomings. Miao Miao's face turned red. He raised his hand and said, In all honesty, I was sad for Boss. Now that Boss has returned safely, I won't be sad anymore. Yang Wu hooked his arm around Miao Miao's shoulder and said, I like the sound of that. He paused for a moment and said, Isn't it just because of a woman? Look, I went to the Purple Cloud Palace for you. Do you dare to go to the medicine sect for her? Miao Miao was stunned. He liked Yao Miao Miao, but she didn't like him. She liked Boss. How was he supposed to go to the medicine sect to find her? How was he supposed to go to the medicine sect to find her? If you have any concerns, just say it. With Boss here, I'll help you, Yang Wu said as he patted his chest. Miao Miao was a worthy brother. Yang Wu didn't mind helping him. It's nothing. Let's not talk about these things. Let's go for a drink, Miao Miao said evasively. Chao Jifei said with disdain, Miao Miao, you're not a man. Miao Miao immediately glared at Chao Jifei. His gaze could kill. What? Do you dare to rebel? Chao Jifei met Miao Miao's gaze. Miao Miao immediately withered. He said with a drooping face, You're right. I'm not a man. He then said loudly, She likes Boss just like you. How can I compare to Boss? I have no hope at all. It's just my own wishful thinking. He turned around and prepared to return to the pavilion. All his mood was gone. Before he could take 2 steps, Yang Wu grabbed his shoulder and said, "Meow Meow, is this why you feel inferior?" Meow Meow stood in place and clenched his fists. He didn't respond to Yang Wu. Yang Wu continued, "Do you know why I had to go to Purple Firmament Palace?" However, she was suddenly taken away by the Purple Cloud Palace. At that time, my dantian was destroyed, and I was thrown into the mountain prison, which almost cut off my hope of survival. Later, I was lucky enough to recultivate my realm and break through the mountain prison. I joined the army, broke into the enemy's camp, killed the enemy, and made many military achievements. I became a commander and returned to the imperial court to save my parents and deal with the enemy. Step by step, I walked to the transcendent realm and followed in her footsteps. While I found out that she was the saint of the Purple Cloud Palace, I was still in the Earthsea realm. There were once people who said that I was a toad who had gone crazy from wanting to eat swan meat. There were also people who said that I was overestimating myself and that it was impossible for me to be with her in this lifetime. However, I still want to tell the world that I, Yang Wu, am worthy of her. No one can stop me, not even the people of the Purple Cloud Palace or the Divine Realm. And now, you are in the same position as Yao Meow Meow, but you don't have the courage to pursue her. Chapter 1447. Yang Wu left after saying that. He was disappointed in Meow Meow's cowardice. He hoped that Meow Meow could walk out on his own. Chao Jifei tried to stop him, but failed. In the end, she could only leave with Yang Wu. Meow Meow stood at the door for a long time. Then he brushed his messy hair and murmured, "Yeah, I can only blame myself for not being able to get a girl. How could I vent my anger on my boss? I'm such a jerk." So he went back to his room to wash up. Then he changed back to his playful self and went to find Yang Wu in high spirits. Yang Wu and Chao Jifei seemed to know that Meow Meow would come. They had already prepared food and drinks for him. Meow Meow was so touched that his eyes were wet. "Don't cry like a girl. Sit down and drink with me." Yang Wu greeted Meow Meow as if nothing had happened. Meow Meow calmed down and said, "Okay, let's drink until we're drunk." Meow Meow ate and drank happily with Yang Wu. Chao Jifei was also very forthright and accompanied them to drink a lot of wine. After 3 rounds of drinks, Meow Meow apologized to Yang Wu seriously. "Boss, I shouldn't have lost my temper with you. I shouldn't have blamed you. Please forgive me. I'll drink 3 glasses as punishment." Yang Wu pressed down Meow Meow's glass and said, "I'm not that stingy. You're just jealous that my boss is more handsome than you. This is understandable. After all, this is the truth." "Boss, I'm going to knock you out today," Meow Meow replied angrily. So he drank 3 glasses in a row. Then he kept drinking with Yang Wu. They were drinking specially brewed liquor. Even a saint would get drunk. Not long after, Meow Meow was the first to pass out. When Meow Meow woke up, he got back on track. He was clear about his future direction. He was no longer dispirited. The news of Yang Wu's Tao preaching had spread throughout the Tripod City. Many alchemists had come over. Yang Wu's reputation was too great. He was the youngest medicine refiner in history. His understanding of alchemy was incomparable. Being able to listen to a lecture from him was an incomparable honor and fortune. Moreover, some medicine refiners from other places rushed over because of the Medicine Refiners Union's promotion. Even if they couldn't get into the lecture, they would still be able to stay in Ding City and listen to some Tao. Yang Wu had yet to start his lecture, but the number of alchemists who had gathered had already reached 3,000. This did not include the alchemists who did not have the qualifications to enter the main altar. If the alchemists outside the Tripod City were included, there would be 10,000 of them. This was the power of a medicine refiner. If Yang Wu pushed back the time of the sermon, there would be even more alchemists gathering. Where is Yang Wu's medicine refiner? Hasn't he come out yet? I finally got a seat to listen to Yang Wu's lecture. I can brag about it for the rest of my life. Isn't that so? A few years ago, Yang Wu single-handedly gathered many experts to attack the Purple Cloud Palace. He's really a role model. The Xing family, the Purple Cloud Palace, the King of Hell's Palace, and even the demons want his life. He's still alive and well. In the future, he won't be any weaker than Alliance leader Xiang. Alliance leader Xiang and Yang Wu are brothers from the Heavenly Palace. Are they trying to revive the Heavenly Palace? Most people were looking forward to Yang Wu's lecture. There were also some who were trying to ruin his reputation. However, most medicine refiners didn't care. The Heavenly Palace was a force from 10,000 years ago. It was too far away from them. Plus, the Heavenly Palace didn't have any bad reviews. At most, they were a little overbearing. They weren't a force that everyone wanted to kill. What the medicine refiners cared about was whether they could gain anything from the lecture. Yang Wu appeared on the Dao platform on time, drawing cheers from the crowd. Many female medicine refiners were mesmerized by him. It was one thing for him to be so capable, but he was also so handsome. He didn't give other men a chance. No wonder Miao Miao was jealous of him. Yang Wu glanced at the people below and sat cross-legged for a while. His body released a majestic dragon aura. The aura of a superior person instantly shrouded this part of the world. Suddenly, all the alchemists quieted down. In their eyes, Yang Wu was like a true dragon coiling above, looking down at them, causing them to feel fear in their hearts. Before, they thought that Yang Wu was very young and didn't have any dignity. Now, they were wrong, especially those who wanted to cause trouble. After feeling Yang Wu's aura, they didn't even dare to breathe loudly. They were afraid that if they were heard, they would lose their lives. It is an honor for everyone to listen to my lecture. However, I must make it clear to everyone that I am the disciple of the Heavenly Palace's Supreme Protector Hao Run. I am a disciple of the Heavenly Palace. If you don't like the Heavenly Palace or are hostile to the Heavenly Palace, you can leave. Yang Wu calmly said. His master had been running around for the Heavenly Palace all his life. He always wanted to prove the Heavenly Palace's worth. Today, he would speak up for the Heavenly Palace. Without waiting for a response, he continued, "My Heavenly Palace once dominated the transcendental world. We never bullied others or bullied the weak. On the contrary, the Heavenly Palace was inexplicably besieged and plundered by many forces. My Heavenly Palace is the real victim. I don't know why everyone is so afraid after hearing the name of the Heavenly Palace. Could it be that you have plundered the Heavenly Palace? Or does the Heavenly Palace have a life and death feud with you? My senior brother is indeed one of the successors of the Heavenly Palace, but has he ever done anything harmful to anyone? On the contrary, my senior brother is a person of noble character and unquestionable integrity. He is magnanimous and doesn't care about past grudges. He has contributed many pill recipes to the Alliance, bringing endless benefits to everyone in the alchemy world. Who is the one who owes whom? Everyone can judge in your hearts. Today I, Yang Wu, am speaking about the Tao of alchemy for no other reason than to clear the name of the Heavenly Palace. My Heavenly Palace is not an unpardonable evil force. It is just a force that has been destroyed. Even if my Heavenly Palace wants to be rebuilt, it will be done with our own strength. We will not force anyone to join my Heavenly Palace. The current Alchemist Alliance is only for the alchemy world to flourish and for more outstanding alchemists to become more outstanding. We will produce more amazing pills and contribute to all living beings. I ask everyone not to be influenced by the lies of others and make unwise decisions. The Alchemist Alliance has existed for many years. Everyone, ask yourselves honestly, has it ever mistreated anyone? Yang Wu's sacred voice resonated in the hearts of the alchemists, knocking on their hearts and touching their hearts. It made them understand the meaning of the Alchemist Alliance's existence, the benefits they had received in the past, and whether or not they should be ingrates now. Well said. I have been in the Alchemist Alliance for more than 300 years. I have learned many pill recipes and gained a lot of wealth and glory. I have lived and died with the Alchemist Alliance for the rest of my life. An alchemist replied loudly. That's right, that's right. Calder Master Xiang clearly distinguishes between kindness and hatred. His rules are reasonable and have broadened our horizons. Without the Alchemist Alliance, I wouldn't be where I am today. I will always stay in the Alliance and will never betray it. The Heavenly Palace used to be the strongest force in the Transcendent Realm. They were powerful and their battle prowess was astonishing. It was a holy land that my generation yearned for. It was a pity that it was destroyed, but we don't have to hate it. On the contrary, we should be proud of it. Those people from the medicine sect are really despicable for ruining the heavenly palace's reputation. The past is like smoke. Let's look at the present. We know who is good to us. If you want to listen, stay. If you don't want to listen, leave. Don't get in the way of others. Many alchemists spoke one after another. They thought back to the benefits they had received since joining the Alchemist Alliance. They had never been mistreated. They should be satisfied. Well said. I, Xiang Ding Tian, am not ashamed of heaven and earth. I am not ashamed of the Alchemist Alliance. Whoever joins the Alchemist Alliance will be able to enjoy more benefits in the future. There will be alchemists, and godly alchemists. Everyone will benefit as much as they can. If you want to have a foot in both camps, then don't let me, Xiang Ding Tian, down. Suddenly, a loud voice rang out. A figure appeared in the sky. It was the Alchemist Alliance's Alliance Master, Xiang Ding Tian. Greetings, Alliance Master. Many alchemists knelt down. Only a few hesitated and didn't kneel. These people hesitated for a moment. Then Xiang Ding Tian used his godly power to bind them and throw them out of Tripod City. From now on, you're not allowed to take half a step into Tripod City, Xiang Ding Tian said in a domineering manner. Some of the alchemists sighed in relief. If they had been disrespectful, they would have been thrown out of Tripod City. Junior brother, how about I preach with you today? Xiang Ding Tian said to Yang Wu. It would be my pleasure, Yang Wu replied. All right, raise the altar for me, Xiang Ding Tian shouted and ordered the alchemist to raise the altar. With a godly elite here, raising the altar was only a matter of a few blinks of an eye. A high altar was set up. Xiang Ding Tian landed on the high altar and began to preach with Yang Wu. Both of them were top-notch godly alchemists. They had already condensed their alchemy Tao. When they spoke, their voices were divine and godly. Everyone was enlightened. They understood many things that they had never understood before. The Tao of alchemy they talked about seemed to be similar to other alchemists' usual alchemy, but in terms of details and techniques, it was more perfect and focused more on it. From the very first step, it had always been perfect, thus refining a perfect pill. Many alchemists seemed to have seen the sun through the clouds. They understood the alchemy Tao. It seemed similar, but there were many things that they didn't pay attention to before. These were the reasons why they failed to create pills. As the two godly alchemists talked, a vision appeared in the sky. It was like divine flowers were blooming. It also looked like herbs were growing. It was full of vitality. The smell of herbs filled the air. There were also burning clouds. It seemed like they were creating pills. It formed a scene of thousands of miles of burning clouds. It was quite shocking. The sound of the great Tao filled the main altar in Tripod City. Many alchemists were enlightened. As long as they went back to study it, they would definitely be able to break through. This time, the two most outstanding godly alchemists preached. It was the most unforgettable event in the world of alchemists. It was enough to be recorded in history. Chapter 1448. The alchemy discussion only ended after 3 days. More and more alchemists rushed over, and the aura of Tripod City grew stronger. Even when the last 2 alchemists disappeared from the high altars, the alchemists were still in a daze. The 2 alchemists talked about simple and easy alchemy, but it was still very enlightening for the alchemists. When the alchemists came back to their senses, they bowed towards the 2 high altars and said in unison, "Thank you, Alliance Master Xiang. Thank you, Alchemist Yang Wu." It was rare for an alchemist to talk about alchemy, let alone in front of so many people. It was even more precious. After this talk, more than half of the alchemists broke through their bottlenecks, and their realms increased. Those who did not break through would not be able to improve for the rest of their lives. Yang Wu and Xiang Ding Tian returned to the main hall. Chao Jifei, Elder Zue, and a few others also came. Yang Wu also finally met Xiang Ding Tian's eldest disciple, Zhang Xiaoru. He looked a little dull, but he was an alchemist who was infinitely close to becoming an alchemist. As long as he could break through to the Ascension realm, it would be easy for him to become an alchemist. Zhang Xiaoru was the kind of person who only cared about alchemy. He was not good at communicating. Because of this, He could not take over Xiang Mingtian's position. However, his position in the Alchemist Union was very high. Dan Liu of the Dan clan had also become a pillar of the Alchemist Union. He was the alchemy genius of the Dan clan and also Chao Jifei's follower. Yang Wu had looked down on him before, but there was no deep hatred between them. Yang Wu did not expect to see him here. Those who could appear in the main hall were all the core members of the Alchemist Union. The people of the medicine sect had left the Alchemist Union to form their own group, and the Dan clan was a power that was on the same level as the medicine sect. Was Xiang Dingtian not afraid that the Dan clan would do the same? Yang Wu did not think about this. He quietly listened to the reports that the alchemists were reporting to Xiang Dingtian. His senior brother was very courageous and did not allow the existence of the medicine sect alliance to affect his plans. After Xiang Dingtian gave out the tasks, he asked most of them to leave, leaving only Yang Wu, Chao Jifei, Zhang Xiaoru, and Elder Zhe. Consort Ji, why did you summon me back so urgently? Xiang Dingtian asked. Chao Jifei glanced at Yang Wu and said, It was Yang Wu who looked for you. He said that there were some things that I couldn't decide. What is it, junior brother? Xiang Dingtian asked. Yang Wu replied, Senior brother, have you ever thought of building a test tower? Tower of Trials? Xiang Dingtian was stunned, and then he said, The alchemy tower that tests pill refinement techniques, right? Yang Wu nodded and said, Sort of. Xiang Dingtian looked at Zhang Xiaoru and said, All these years, I've let Xiaoru be in charge of this. Xiaoru, you tell him. Zhang Xiaoru stood up and cupped his hands. Master, we've already built 18 alchemy towers. We can send them to the other altars soon. Holy Elder Zhang, I'd like to ask what functions the alchemy towers have. Yang Wu looked at Zhang Xiaoru and said, The alchemy towers that we build have a total of 7 levels. Each level corresponds to a level. Whoever passes a level can be verified as an alchemist of that level. We've also set up 3 tests on each level. They're basically about identifying herbs, refining herbs, and condensing pills. Zhang Xiaoru explained the functions of the alchemy towers in detail. After Yang Wu heard this, a look of admiration flashed across his face. He was very satisfied that the Medicine Sect Alliance had reached this stage. We can't underestimate the people of this world. He thought to himself, Junior brother, what do you think? Xiang Dingtian asked. Yang Wu pondered for a moment and said, This alchemy tower is very good, but its functions are too common. I'm sure the Medicine Sect Alliance can replicate it. I think we should be more daring and set up some rewards. For example, after passing the test, we can obtain pill formulas, soul techniques, or even alchemy techniques. If we meet someone who's outstanding, we can directly recruit them into the Medicine Sect Alliance. As long as they're willing, we can give them the complete cultivation method. This way, we can continuously nurture more outstanding alchemists. Furthermore, they'll be loyal to the Medicine Sect Alliance, and we won't have to worry about them betraying us. After hearing Yang Wu's suggestion, everyone's eyes lit up. Chao Jifei couldn't wait to clap her hands and said, Yes, that's right. When Senior Brother finished speaking, I felt that something was missing. It turns out that we're missing rewards and bait for alchemists. As long as they take the bait, we won't have to worry about them betraying the Medicine Sect Alliance. That's right. If there's no reward and it's just a verification function, they could betray us at any time. Yang Wu really has a lot of ideas. Elder Zue agreed. Zhang Xiaoru also agreed. Honorary Vice Alliance Leader's suggestion is good. Xiang Dingtian thought for a moment and smiled. All right, we'll do as Junior Brother says. Increase the investment in the alchemy tower and complete it as soon as possible. The first alchemy tower will be managed by me personally. The Alliance leader is wise. Everyone cheered. All right, Junior Brother has helped us solve a big problem. The second alchemy tower will be located in the Yang family city. He'll be managing it himself. Xiang Dingtian looked at Yang Wu and said, Yang Wu was overjoyed. Thank you, Senior Brother. The significance of the alchemy tower was extraordinary. With the alchemy tower, many alchemists would gather. The Yang family would definitely prosper. In addition, Chao Jifei also told them about the 3 pill recipes that Yang Wu had contributed. She had also signed a contract with Yang Wu. Xiang Dingtian looked at Qiao Jifei with admiration and said, "You've done well. You'll be in charge of this matter. The pill recipes can't be leaked. Set up a team to refine those 2 divine pills. The divine pills will be handled by Vice Alliance leader Miao. Push them out as soon as possible." Yang Wu took the opportunity to recommend his own company. He was willing to promote these 3 pills for the Alchemist Alliance. His company was actually the Nangong Company. Nangong Shiqin and Rin Xiaofeng must have already taken over the company. If they couldn't even do this, then he would be too disappointed. This company was in Ding City, and Yang Wu was planning to take a look. Xiang Dingtian naturally agreed to such a small matter. Xiang Dingtian had the others leave, leaving only Yang Wu behind. He asked, "Junior brother, did you receive the inheritance of the Medicine God Palace?" Yang Wu raised his eyebrows and said, "Why does senior brother ask this? I've also entered the Medicine God Palace, but I only reached the 4th floor. I couldn't enter the 5th floor. I can feel the aura of the Medicine God Palace from your body. Even if you didn't receive the complete inheritance of the Medicine God Palace, you still received great benefits. This is the key to you becoming a godly alchemist, right?" Xiang Dingtian deduced. Yang Wu generously admitted, "Senior brother is right. I've already become a disciple of the Medicine God Palace." As expected, Xiang Dingtian had a trace of envy in his eyes. The Medicine God Palace could be an inheritance from the God Realm. One could obtain even more alchemy techniques from the God Realm. One could even become a true godly alchemist. That person would be the #1 person in the Transcendent Realm. Xiang Dingtian also wanted to receive the inheritance of the Medicine God Palace. Unfortunately, he didn't have the opportunity. "I wanted to tell senior brother earlier," Yang Wu explained. Before he could finish, Xiang Dingtian stopped him and said, "No need to explain. You did the right thing. The Medicine God Palace is very important. Who wouldn't be jealous? Now that I can control the Medicine God Palace, would senior brother be interested in going in to cultivate?" Yang Wu said straightforwardly. He had this idea for a long time. He just wanted to wait until he was stronger. Now that his master was gone, his senior brother was someone who had helped him. He should be trustworthy. Xiang Dingtian waved his hand and said, "That's your inheritance. I can't take it." Actually, he just said that to avoid suspicion. "Senior brother, you don't have to worry. As long as you pass the test of the Inheritance Tower, you will become a disciple of the Medicine God Palace like me. However, I will be the master first. Even if you become a disciple of the Medicine God Palace, you won't be able to control it." "Are you sure?" "I'm sure. We are from the same sect." "Okay, I won't be so wishy-washy. I really want to become a true God-level alchemist. Only then can I make those old guys in the Medicine God sect regret." "Okay, then I'll take you to the Medicine God Palace." The Medicine God Palace was in the Yang family's territory. If Yang Wu wanted to take Xiang Dingtian back, he had to rush back to the Yang family. Xiang Dingtian was not in a hurry. He let Yang Wu deal with the matter first, and then take him there. Yang Wu took Miao Miao to the Nangong firm. When Nangong Shiqin was willing to follow Yang Wu had given her an order. The Nangong firm belonged to the Marquis gang. If she couldn't do this, she would be too disappointing. When Yang Wu and Miao Miao arrived at the Nangong firm, they were stopped. Without waiting for those people to rebuke him, Miao Miao took out the badge and wore it on his chest. He pointed at the badge and said arrogantly, "Are you blind? How dare you block the path of this Saint Master?" Miao Miao had been crazily refining pills for the past few years. He used it to forget his longing and became a true alchemist. The guard who stopped them was shocked. He quickly bowed and said, "Greetings, alchemist. We didn't recognize you. Hurry up and call your president out. Tell him that my boss, Yang Wu, is here," Miao Miao said arrogantly. Yes. What? Yang Wu is a god-level alchemist?" The 2 guards looked at Yang Wu and panicked. "Why aren't you going to report this?" Miao Miao said impatiently. The 2 guards hurriedly ran into the firm to report. Yang Wu was sizing up this trading company. The courtyard was built to look rich and imposing, and it was not inferior to the stations of many major forces here. Could it be that Shi Qin and Xiaofeng can't take over this place? Yang Wu wondered. If they had already taken care of the matter, They would have come to the headquarters to see him. They wouldn't have waited for him to come personally. After a while, the people of the Nangong firm all ran out to welcome Yang Wu. Nangong Liehua greets Yang Wu, god-level alchemist. The middle-aged man in the lead bowed and greeted Yang Wu. The others also bowed. No one dared to be negligent. Where's Nangong Shiqin? Chapter 1449. Nangong Trading Company was originally not called Nangong Trading Company. It was only after Nangong Shiqin took over her late husband's business that she changed its name to Nangong Trading Company. Nangong Shiqin's husband was also an influential figure and a business genius. Unfortunately, he died in an accident. Many people suspected that it was Nangong Shiqin and the Nangong family who did it. Ever since Nangong Shiqin's husband died, the trading company had completely fallen into the Nangong family's hands. Nangong Shiqin became the president of the trading company and managed the huge trading company. She did things swiftly and decisively, taking control of the trading company with thunderous methods. Unfortunately, she followed Yang Wu to the Medicine God Palace. It was precisely because of this that some ambitious people took the opportunity to do bad things. They took control of the people's hearts and began to devour the majority of the people of Nangong Trading Company. After Nangong Shiqin returned, Nangong Trading Company was no longer the trading company it used to be. She thought that with Ren Xiaofeng and Wu Ximin's help, she could completely control the trading company. Who knew that things had already exceeded their expectations? Those people had the help of experts behind them, causing them to return empty-handed. When Yang Wu saw Nangong Liehua, he was even more certain that something had happened to them. Facing Yang Wu's questioning, Nangong Liehua did not panic and calmly replied. Replying to Yang Wu, godly apothecary, she has already left the trading company to follow Lord and has never returned. You know that she is following me, and you still dare to lie in front of me? Yang Wu frowned and shouted coldly. I don't dare. Nangong Liehua lowered his head. Yang Wu didn't waste time talking nonsense with Nangong Liehua. His divine sense scanned every corner of Nangong Xingshang, and he quickly sensed a rather strong aura. It was a half-step heaven-piercing realm expert, and he instantly understood that Nangong Shiqin and the others weren't here. Their strength was not enough to fight against a half-step heaven ascension expert. Is a half-step heaven ascension expert your confidence? Yang Wu muttered to himself. He stretched out a palm that covered the sky and grabbed towards the half-step heaven ascension expert. Nangong Liehua and the others felt Yang Wu's domineering power, and their expressions changed greatly. Divine Apothecary Yang Wu, what do you want to do? Nangong Liehua exclaimed. Yang Wu didn't pay any attention to him at all. He lifted up the house in the trading company. The people in the house were shocked and rushed out. How dare you? Just as he spat out these two words, a palm flipped over and pressed down, directly slamming him into the ground. Nangong Liehua and the others were so scared that they wet their pants. Yang Wu's strength was too strong. What they relied on was not a match at all. Can you tell me where Nangong Shiqin went? Yang Wu asked Nangong Liehua coldly again. Nangong Liehua's body trembled as he replied. She was chased away by us. You guys really have a lot of guts. You don't even put my people in your eyes. Yang Wu said with killing intent. No, it wasn't us who did it. Everything was. Nangong Liehua hurriedly replied, but before he could finish his words, Yang Wu had already kicked him into the trading company. Let's go. From now on, block Nangong Xingshang's pill business in Ding City. Yang Wu was too lazy to argue with them and gave the order to block them. Nangong Xingshang's face was ashen. Without Ding City's business, their trading company would definitely collapse. Boss, I'm good at business too. Why don't I build one for fun? Meow Meow said from the side. Your focus should be on pill refining. Yang Wu replied. Meow Meow said seriously, no, boss, I've thought about it. I'll set up a trading company. With my current realm, it won't be easy to improve in a short period of time. Refining pills for a long time isn't a good thing either. I could do business and cultivate at the same time. I believe I can do it. Besides, I haven't done much for the Alliance yet. If I use this opportunity to set up a trading company to repay the Alliance, the old ancestor will be happy. It would be strange if he didn't kill you. Boss, you have to believe in my determination and ability. All right, after you become an alchemist sage, you still have a long way to go before you become a godly alchemist. If you do something else, you might be able to gain more insights. Give it a try. Just like that, Yang Wu agreed to let Miao Miao do business. After the two of them returned to the main altar, they decided to use the Marquis Trading Company as the #1 trading company under the Alchemist Alliance. In the past, the Alchemist Alliance only took in alchemists and worked with other factions to refine pills or accept missions to earn money. They didn't build their own trading company to spread their influence. Now, Yang Wu didn't use the Alchemist Alliance's name as an excuse to get involved. He wanted to make the Marquis Gang famous. He wanted to build his own faction that transcended the Heavenly Palace's influence and even surpass the Heavenly Palace's influence in the future. Miao Miao was the president of the Marquis Trading Company. He took the lead in finding people, choosing a place, and setting up the trading company. Miao Miao was Vice Alliance leader Miao's direct descendant, so no one dared to disrespect him. Plus, he had a smooth and slick heart. Perhaps his other talent was in business. After he found something he was motivated to do, he threw himself into setting up the trading company. Even Yang Wu couldn't be bothered with him. Yang Wu didn't care what Miao Miao did with the trading company. He was just letting him do it for fun. Maybe Vice Alliance leader Miao wouldn't let him do it after he returned. Now, he was rather worried about Nangong Shiqin, Ren Xiaofeng, and the others. If they were still alive, he believed that they would come looking for him soon. He didn't kill Nangong Liehua and the others because he couldn't blame them. He was the one who wanted to take over the Nangong Trading Company. It wasn't wrong for these people to be ambitious. Yang Wu didn't think about those things for now. He returned to the Alliance and went to the Yang family with Xiang Dingtian. After arriving at the Yang family, Yang Wu brought Xiang Dingtian into the Medicine God Palace. Xiang Dingtian finally believed that Yang Wu was the owner here. Junior brother, your luck is heaven-defying. Xiang Dingtian sighed. It's just luck. Senior brother, you can challenge the Tower of Inheritance. Whenever you want to leave, just let the Tower of Inheritance know. I won't stay here to accompany you. Yang Wu said, go ahead. It's not my first time challenging the Tower of Inheritance. Try to become a true god alchemist first. Xiang Dingtian responded and accepted the Tower of Inheritance's test. The Tower of Inheritance's test wasn't just to verify the alchemist's level. It would also give out rewards. This was where the Medicine God Palace chose their disciples. Even if Xiang Dingtian received the Tower of Inheritance's inheritance, he couldn't become the owner of the Tower of Inheritance. This was because Yang Wu had already passed the Tower of Inheritance's test and became immortal Lord Shinnong's disciple in name. After Yang Wu left the Medicine God Palace, he returned to the Yang family. After handing over some things, he went to the Empress's tribe alone. Ever since the Oracle said those words, Yang Wu couldn't get over it. He felt that the Oracle was right. The demonic seed might have something to do with him. Even if she gave birth to my child, it can't be the demonic seed. Yang Wu emphasized in his heart. He lay on the thunder tribulation cloud and quickly arrived at the Empress's territory. The desert here was the Empress's territory. There were many desert cities, and it was very exotic. Yang Wu entered the Empress's city and changed his appearance slightly. He looked like a scholar. He had the shape-shifting technique and could use his soul power to make some changes. Even if someone familiar with him was by his side, they wouldn't be able to recognize him. He walked around the Empress's city and found that most of the people here cultivated earth xianqi. The things they traded in the shops were mainly earth xianqi. Most of them had bows and arrows on their backs. They were clearly influenced by the Empress's tribe and were all good archers. Yang Wu walked to every corner of the Empress's tribe, looking for a way to enter the Empress's tribe or to find out about Hou Yu Dai. He didn't know how the woman he had a one-night stand with was doing now. She was a very beautiful woman. Unfortunately, he didn't have any feelings for her. What happened that night was just a moment of impulse. Yang Wu entered a restaurant and drank a little wine. He thought to himself, I can't go on like this. The Empress's people are very xenophobic. I can't ask to see them publicly. What should I do? At this time, He heard the table next to him talking about what happened not long ago. Sigh, nearly 5,000 people died at the sand dam. They weren't dealt with in time and became infected. No one wanted the ground to crack. Even a third of our city was destroyed. If it wasn't for the protection of the divine array, I'm afraid even more would have been destroyed. I heard that a demonic seed was born and caused this disaster. I don't know if it was solved. Quiet down. This is a big matter in the tribe. You can't talk about it casually. The losses this time aren't small, but it's all in the past. Who said it's all in the past? The children born recently all died young. No one can find out the reason. The original tribe leader has been changed. When the new tribe leader takes over, these problems will be solved. Yang Wu's brows furrowed more and more. He roughly heard some things. A disaster happened to the Empress's tribe not long ago. Many people died, and even the tribe leader was replaced. This kind of big matter didn't spread in the war tribe. First, the Empress's tribe rarely interacted with other tribes. Second, the Empress's tribe sealed off the news, so it didn't immediately spread. Yang Wu couldn't help but sit over and ask, "Big brothers, this little one greets you. Is what you just said true?" Shoo. Don't ask so casually. There are some things you can't casually ask. It'll bring about a fatal disaster. One of them said, "Curiosity killed the cat. Let's drink. We didn't say anything today." Another person said. Yang Wu knew he couldn't ask anything. After they left the restaurant, he used a soul technique to temporarily control them. He figured out if what they said was true or false. He also figured out where the Empress's tribe was and planned to make a trip there. The Empress's tribe is hidden underground. It won't be easy to get close. Yang Wu muttered to himself. Then he saw a group, and his eyes jumped. The chance has come. Chapter 1450. The queens were one of the 8 battle clans, second only to the Xian Yuan clan. They rarely interacted with the other battle clans, and the other battle clans wouldn't provoke the queens. They were like lunatics. Once they were provoked, they would do everything in their power to retaliate. The queens were strong, but they didn't have much wealth. They relied on the mines in the desert and the mines in the battle world to sustain themselves. The team in front of him was the queen's team returning from the battle world. They were escorting a batch of mines. No one dared to have any ideas about the mines of the queens. There was a group of bandits who were bold enough to rob a batch of goods from the queens. After the bandits were caught, they became targets for the queen's juniors to practice their archery. They were all shot to death, which frightened those who had bad intentions. The most powerful person in this team was a saint. The rest were all minor saints and heavenly fish realm cultivators. Yang Wu released the sacred mandala flower and hid it underground to follow the team. He followed the team from a distance and went to the queen's important place. As long as he knew where the queen's was, it would be much easier to sneak in and get some information. Everything went very smoothly. Yang Wu followed them to a desert. The team stepped into the space door and entered the queen's territory. The sacred mandala flower broke off a branch and was sent in together. That branch was the direction she sensed. She could determine the location of the queen's important place. Soon, the sacred mandala flower gave him instructions. The queen's territory was underground in the desert. I've heard that the queen's is an underground city. It looks like it's not wrong, Yang Wu thought to himself. Yang Wu didn't get close. It wasn't difficult for him to enter the queen's territory. The difficult part was how to get in and out. He thought about it, and thought it would be better to capture one of the queen's people to find out the truth. So, he waited for the queen's people to come out. After guarding for 3 days, he finally saw someone he could control. It was a lone saint. After he came out of the clan, he rode on a desert wolf and traveled alone. Yang Wu didn't hesitate to follow. With Yang Wu's power, who could find him if he hid? When they were far away from this place, Yang Wu knocked the sage unconscious with his staff. Yang Wu didn't hesitate to use the puppet control technique. As long as he controlled the saint's soul, he could get the information he wanted. However, when Yang Wu's luck was not very good, when his puppet control spell entered the saint's body, a powerful force came out. Who wants to kill my son? This was the will of a heaven's will. Good. Yang Wu's heaven's will. Heaven's wills will to explode's will. S is to heaven's will. Heaven, S will's will, will of will's will. Yang Wu didn't dare to stay here. Carrying the saint, he quickly moved to another location. With the thunder tribulation cloud, he could come and go without wind, and his speed was even faster than Tong Tian. He wasn't afraid that Tong Tian would catch up with him. Not long after he left, a heaven span of the Queen clan flew out. Who did he kidnap, my son? I'm going to rip him to shreds. This super powerful warrior used the art of tracing and used his blood essence and secret techniques to search for the source of the matter. Unfortunately, he found nothing. His expression turned solemn. Even this move of his could not find the root of the matter. This proved that the other's strength was probably above his. He cursed inside. It must be the root of the disaster caused by the demonic seed. My Emperor's clan is in trouble. Yang Wu didn't go far. He just moved to another place and used the puppet control technique to control the saint. Did anything major happen in the Emperor's family recently? Yang Wu asked. The saint replied honestly, Master, there has been a disaster in the Emperor's clan for a period of time. Many civilians have died and many places have been destroyed. The biggest thing is that the chi pillar of the Emperor's clan has dropped by 3,000 feet. It is suspected to be the disaster of the demonic seed. What demonic seed? Speak more clearly. Yang Wu said nervously. I'm not too sure about this. My father only said a few words. It seems to have something to do with the clan leader and the clan leader's sister. All information has been blocked. What's the clan leader's sister's name? Ho Yudai. She's a beauty. All the men in my clan like her. I also like her. Unfortunately, it's not my turn to touch her. Where is she now? Dead. What? She? How did she die? Yang Wu was shocked. At the same time, his heart ached. It has something to do with the demonic seed. The saint replied, Demonic seed, demonic seed. Where did your Emperor's clan get the demonic seed? Yang Wu said angrily, I suspect it's the demonic seed that Ho Yudai gave birth to. It's just a guess. This matter is forbidden in the clan. Yang Wu asked around and got some information. However, he still couldn't figure out if the demonic seed was given birth to by Ho Yudai. The saint only knew a few words and didn't know the whole story. However, he got an important piece of information. All of this had something to do with the Emperor's clan leader. Otherwise, the Emperor's clan leader wouldn't have been removed. Yang Wu made a bold decision. He had to meet the Emperor's clan leader and figure out the whole story. Otherwise, he would feel very uncomfortable. He thought for a long time and decided to let the saint go. He even retracted the power he controlled and didn't leave any traces. In addition, he planned to visit the Emperor's clan with his real eyes. This was a thought he had thought through. Otherwise, he wouldn't have done it. He planned to use the excuse of looking for something to enter the Emperor's clan. Only the Emperor's clan had this thing. It was Empress Earth. Empress Earth was one of the divine lands. Its value was extraordinary. It was the best burial ground and also the best soil for planting divine herbs. The production of Empress Earth was very low. Only the Emperor's clan had a secret technique to cultivate it. If you wanted to get a trace of Empress Earth, you had to have a divine item of the same level to trade with the Emperor's clan. Yang Wu just happened to have something the Emperor's clan desperately needed. Yang Wu learned from the saint that many of the Emperor's clan's juniors were mentally retarded, short-lived, and even abnormal. This greatly affected the Emperor's clan's development. If this continued, the Emperor's clan would become a group of true lunatics. They would become the laughingstock of the 8 great battle clans and completely disappear from this world. They had done many things that went against the natural order. As long as the right medicine was used, the Emperor's clan's problem could be solved. Yang Wu let the saint go and returned to the Yang clan. He then spread the news that he was going to visit the Emperor's clan to trade for Empress Earth. When the news spread, the Emperor's clan quickly responded. They didn't agree to Yang Wu's visit and didn't want to trade for Empress Earth. Yang Wu was instantly depressed. He issued an imperial edict and had someone bring it to the Emperor's clan. He wanted to tell them that he had the ability to solve their bloodline problem. The imperial edict finally caught the attention of the Ho clan after it was delivered to them. Some of the Emperor's clan's masters gathered to discuss the matter. Solving the problem of our bloodline is an urgent matter. If Yang Wu really has a solution, why don't we ask him to come? How does he know there's a problem with our bloodline? Could it be that he has investigated our clan? What problem could there be with our bloodline? Every child's bloodline is incomparably pure. As long as we old guys give them more spirit spring water and holy spring water to cleanse their marrow, their cultivation talent will be frighteningly high. Even if their emotions are a bit fickle, it's understandable. That's right. Our clan doesn't need to change. Have you all gone stupid from your seclusion? Do you know how many mentally retarded and short-lived descendants have appeared in the past 1,000 years? So what if their bloodline is pure? If their intelligence and vitality are lacking, they're nothing but trash. The Emperor's clan's masters argued endlessly, and the more conservative side had the upper hand. As a result, Yang Wu's visit to the Emperor's clan was delayed. Just as Yang Wu was getting impatient, great fortune teller Mo of the Divine Divination Pavilion came to visit. First, the Divine Divination Master of the Divine Divination Pavilion had come, and now great fortune teller Mo had arrived. Had the Divine Divination Pavilion become a regular visitor to the Yang clan? Yang Wu received great fortune teller Mo, the master he'd met once at the Dragon Phoenix Abyss. Master Mo, Yang Wu greeted politely after seeing great fortune Master Mo. Great fortune teller Mo returned the greeting. Clan head Yang Wu, I haven't seen you for many years. Your name has spread throughout the transcendent realm. Master, you flatter me, Yang Wu said modestly. He then asked, May I know why Master is here? I'm here on the orders of the Pavilion Master to help you go to the Emperor's clan. Great fortune teller Mo went straight to the point. Master Mo, you have a way? Yang Wu asked in surprise. He wanted to visit the Emperor's clan. This wasn't a secret, but he was surprised that the Divine Divination Master had sent Great Fortune Teller Mo to help him. Great Fortune Teller Mo replied, The Pavilion Master once helped the Emperor's clan. I have the Pavilion Master's instructions, so I can bring clan head Yang Wu to the Emperor's clan. Good. That's good, Yang Wu said happily. He'd always wanted to enter the Emperor's clan, but who knew that the Divine Divination Master had already come up with a plan. Great Fortune Teller Mo was helping him because he wanted him to figure out the demonic seed situation. It wasn't that the Divine Divination Master wanted to help him, but that he wanted him to get rid of the demonic seed and avoid the transcendent realm's calamity. With Great Fortune Teller Mo's help, Yang Wu once again set off for the Emperor's clan. Yang Wu didn't want to waste too much time, so he went with Great Fortune Teller Mo. If he made a big fuss, it was inevitable that someone would cause trouble. Yang Wu and Great Fortune Teller Mo arrived at the Emperor's clan's territory. Great Fortune Teller Mo revealed his identity to the Emperor's clan's disciples so that they could come out and greet him. The Divine Divination Tower was the most mysterious power in the Transcendent Realm, and it had a lot to do with the God Realm. Any faction would give them face. Soon, a saint from the Emperor's clan came out to greet them. One of them was the saint that was once controlled by Yang Wu. When the saint saw Yang Wu, he thought to himself, why does this Yang clan head look so familiar? He couldn't remember what had happened before. Yang Wu had already destroyed that part of his memory. Yang Wu finally followed Great Fortune Teller Mo into the Emperor's clan's territory. Chapter 1451. The Emperor's clan had just had a new clan leader called Ho Fanzing. He was a very young clan leader who wasn't even 200 years old, but his strength had reached the 6th level of the Star Rune realm. Ho Fanzing was from the same generation as Yang Jinghai and was also one of the top 100 of the Heavenly Dragon rankings. There were also 2 other Skirich protectors who had come out to give face to the Divine Divination Pavilion. If Yang Wu had come alone, they definitely wouldn't have given him face. Ho Fanzing courteously received Yang Wu and Great Fortune Mo. Please have some tea. This is sacred tea grown by my clan and won't be sold to outsiders. Yang Wu and Great Fortune Mo didn't stand on ceremony. They were worthy of such treatment. After drinking the tea, Great Fortune Mo said, I wonder if Lord Ho Quan Quan is in the clan? I've come to visit him on the orders of the Pavilion Lord. Ho Fanzing and the other 2 Skirich protectors were shocked. It was clear that this lord's position in the Emperor's clan was extraordinary. One of the Skirich protectors said, The old ancestor has been in seclusion for many years. It's the same if he has something to say to us. He must be asking for Hutu on behalf of the Yang clan. It's best not to open your mouth. The other Skirich protector had a bad temper and his words were harsh. I'm only here on the orders of the House Lord to pass on a message. This is the House Lord's personal decree. Please inform Sir Ho Quan. He will definitely come out. Great Fortune Master Mo took out a divine decree and emphasized. Since Great Fortune Mo had already said this, they couldn't go back on their words. They took the decree and went to report it. Not long after, an old figure descended into the hall. It was a divine consciousness doppelganger. What business does the divine diviner have with me? Do you want me to return the favor? The old figure looked at Great Fortune Mo and asked. Something like that. Great Fortune Mo replied. The Pavilion Lord hopes that you can cooperate with clan leader Yang Wu to understand some matters. At this time, Ho Quan Quan looked at Yang Wu and said, to be able to make the divine diviner appear, the younger generation will surpass us in time. After a pause, he said, Speak, what is it? Without waiting for Yang Wu to speak, Ho Fanxing spoke first. Ancestor, he wants hood. Is that all? Ho Chi-Chuan replied, unhappily. Then he said, just send him some. At this moment, Yang Wu finally had the chance to speak. Hood's matter isn't urgent. I just want to find someone. Where's Ho Yudai? Ho Fanxing narrowed his eyes and asked, Why are you looking for her? You don't have to ask. I just want to see her, Yang Wu replied. Without waiting for Yang Wu to reply, Ho Quan said, The person you're looking for is already dead. You can leave now. How did she die? Yang Wu asked. This is a matter of the Ho clan. It is not up to you to ask. See the guest out. Ho Chi-Chuan clearly did not want to dwell on this matter and unhappily ordered the guest to leave. Great Fortune Mo said, Master Ho, my tower lord said that you have to do your best to cooperate with clan leader Yang Wu. Only then can your Ho clan avoid a great calamity. If you don't cooperate, your Ho clan will be exterminated in the future. Did the oracle say it himself? Ho Chi-Chuan narrowed his eyes and asked. That's right. I don't dare to spread the Tower Lord's orders. Great Fortune Mo nodded heavily. All right, come to my place to talk. This is not a place to talk. Ho Chi-Chuan's attitude softened as he replied. Yang Wu and Great Fortune Mo were taken to the Ho clan's forbidden area. It was also where Ho Chi-Chuan was in seclusion. Ho Chi-Chuan finally saw them in person. Ask what you want to know. I want to know about Ho Yudai. She is indeed dead. She was crushed to death by her brother. Her brother is the clan leader who was just crippled. Bastard. Why did he do such a thing? Yang Wu roared angrily. Then he showed a sad expression and said, Where is she buried? I want to pay my respects to her. She was not buried. Her body has been taken away. Ho Chi-Chuan replied. Yang Wu was a bit impatient and said, Can you tell me about her in detail? I don't want to answer questions and answers like this. I want to know everything about her in the past few years. Ho Chi-Chuan looked deeply at Yang Wu and told him everything he knew to Yang Wu. As the old ancestor of the Ho clan, he had the combat strength of an overlord. His words were absolute in the Ho clan, so it was easy for him to find out about things. He had already found out about Ho Yudai. When Yang Wu heard Ho Chi-Chuan's words, he was shocked. Ho Yudai was pregnant a few years ago when she returned to the clan. She was pregnant for a few years before giving birth to the child. In the end, she was persecuted by her brother. The child might be a demon seed. After being born, it had holy power. It was not killed and was saved by a mysterious expert. It turned out that the demon seed might really be his child. Master Ho, can you take one of Miss Ho Yudi's personal belongings? I want to have a divination. Great divination, Mo said. Ho Chi-Chuan naturally would not refuse such a small request. Soon, someone brought over a hair ornament from Ho Yudai. Clan leader Yang Wu, give me a drop of essence blood. Great divination, Mo said again. Yang Wu did not refuse. He knew what great divination Mo meant. He also wanted to know if the answer was the same as the oracle's divination. The essence blood dripped onto the hair ornament. Great divination, Mo placed it on the turtle shell and began to calculate. After a while, Great divination Mo looked at the results and nodded to Yang Wu. This is the dew-water hexagram. There is also a mother and child hexagram. He did not say it too clearly, but Yang Wu heard it clearly. Yang Wu's heart felt like it was being squeezed. His breathing became heavier. The demon seed was his child. Ho Yudai died because of it. Ho Chi-Chuan squinted his eyes. He understood what they were talking about with his wise eyes. That child is your child? Ho Chi-Chuan said unhappily. Yang Wu looked at Ho Chi-Chuan and nodded weakly. If the divination is correct, then it must be. Do you know that the women of the Ho clan will not have relations with people outside the clan? Ho Chi-Chuan's presence locked onto Yang Wu as he spoke. Now is not the time to care about this. Let's find the demon's seed first. He is the source of the chaos. He must be eliminated. Great divination, Mo said. Suddenly, Yang Wu roared. How can my son be the source of the chaos? Don't talk nonsense. He did not feel good about suddenly having a son. However, with the blood relationship, he would not allow others to talk about his son. Kid, you dare to insult the women of the Ho clan. This debt cannot be easily settled. Ho Chi-Chuan said softly. Who insulted her? She liked me and wanted me to help her get out of this prison. She said that the Ho clan was full of perverts. Not a single one of them was normal. Yang Wu had lost his mind. How dare you? Ho Chi-Chuan shouted. His majestic chi rolled towards Yang Wu. Yang Wu used all his strength to resist, but he fell back. Do you think I'm afraid of you? Yang Wu had experienced the battles in godly clouds. He had faced many powerful god-level elites. He was not afraid. He released his chi and got ready to fight Ho Chi-Chuan. Great divination, Mo hurriedly tried to stop them. Don't fight. Please give the leader some face. Godly diviner had a lot of face. Ho Chi-Chuan suppressed his anger. Yang Wu withdrew his chi and regained his senses. He said to great divination Mo, I'm sorry, Master Mo, but I hope you won't say he's a demon seed. He's just a child. If I find him, I'll teach him a good lesson. I won't let him turn into a demon. Oomph. Even if you find him, he'll still be a member of the Ho clan. Of course we'll teach him a lesson. Ho Chi-Chuan snorted coldly. Even if he was a demon seed, he was still a holy infant. As long as they raised him well, he would have a bright future. Perhaps he would become a god-level descendant. I thought the Ho clan didn't like people with tainted blood. Yang Wu retorted. Before Ho Chi-Chuan could get angry, great divination Mo hurriedly said, Leader Yang Wu, if you have a way to solve the problem, please help the Ho clan. Then we'll call it even. Even if I did, I wouldn't do it for them. Yang Wu said, disgusted with the Ho clan. Do you have a death wish, boy? Ho Chi-Chuan shouted. Do you really think the Ho clan needs your help? Seeing this, great divination Mo had no choice but to tear open the divine decree. Power Lord, please. I can't keep them under control. The will of Master God Diviner descended. When Ho Chi-Chuan saw Master God Diviner, he bowed respectfully and said, Exalted Master God Diviner. He was an overlord-level figure, yet he had about a Master God Diviner. It was clear to see how high Master God Diviner's status was in the transcendence. Yang Wu also bowed respectfully. Master God Diviner had been able to predict his future, so he had no choice but to show respect. Everyone had to be respectful towards someone who could predict the future. I'm sure you're all aware of the situation. As for what happens next, you don't have the power to decide. The demon seed already has room to grow. The Ho clan won't be able to contain it, Master God Diviner said. Then he looked over at Yang Wu and said, You and your father and son. One day, you'll meet again. If he brings disaster to the world and becomes an enemy of all living things, what will you do? Yang Wu nodded. For a moment, Yang Wu didn't know how to respond. You're the one who created this disaster, so only you can save him. Think about it carefully, Master God Diviner advised. Yang Wu calmly thought for a moment, then said seriously, You're right. He's my seed, and I have a responsibility to save him. Even if he becomes an enemy of the world, I'll protect him. No one will be able to harm a single hair on his head. Master God Diviner paused for a moment, then shook his head and sighed. AI, this is your life and death tribulation. It's a great calamity. After saying that, his willpower quietly disappeared. After Master God Diviner left, Ho Chi-Chuan looked at Yang Wu and said, Kid, do you really have a way to solve the Ho clan's bloodline problem? Yang Wu ignored Ho Chi-Chuan and looked at great divination Mo. It's time for us to take our leave. Kid, don't be so shameless, Ho Chi-Chuan said angrily. Yang Wu replied, "Let me see her brother, and I'll help the Ho clan." Chapter 1452. Ho Yuhang was Ho Yudi's brother. He was indeed talented and had amazing cultivation talent. Unfortunately, he was misled by the deep-rooted ideology of the Ho clan and had a desire to possess his sister. After Ho Yudai gave birth to the demonic seed, he still crushed her to death. It was clear that he was seriously poisoned. He was removed from his position as the clan leader, but he wasn't imprisoned. He was still free and unfettered. When Yang Wu appeared in front of Ho Yuhang, this guy was still lying in a drunken stupor among his concubines. "Who are you?" When Ho Yuhang saw Yang Wu, a look of surprise flashed across his face. Since when could strangers come and go as they pleased? Could it be that these people didn't put him in their eyes? "I'm your brother-in-law." Yang Wu stared at Ho Yuhang and said coldly. Even if he didn't have any feelings for Ho Yudai, she did give birth to a son for him, and it was his only child. It wasn't wrong for him to call him that. After that, Yuhang wiped away his murderous aura and shouted, "I don't know where you came from, but you're not qualified to behave atrociously in my place. Men, beat him to death, then drag him out to feed the wolves." It was as if no one had heard his words. No one came out to help him. Yang Wu walked towards him step by step and asked, "You bastard, how could you bear to kill your own sister? Are you still human?" Ho Yuhang reacted and his pupil shrank. "You're that, bastards." Before he could finish his words, Yang Wu had already rushed in front of him and fiercely punched him in the mouth. Bang! Ah! Ho Yuhang screamed as his front teeth flew out and blood gushed out. His body was sent flying far away. "Impudent!" the woman beside him shouted. "This is none of your business. Get lost!" Yang Wu shouted, and the imposing aura he released sent several women flying. "You? Who are you? How dare you behave atrociously in the Ho clan? Are you tired of living?" Yuhang stood up and shouted. At the same time, he pulled out a combat weapon and charged at Yang Wu. Ho Yuhang's strength wasn't ordinary. He was 2 levels higher than Ho Yuhang and had reached the 8th level of the astral pattern realm. With the power of the Ho clan's bloodline, they weren't even afraid of the 12th level of the astral pattern realm. This was the foundation that the Empress clan should have. Unfortunately, Yang Wu's cultivation level was higher than his, and the amplification of his battle prowess was stronger than his. Before his attack landed, Yang Wu launched another punch at his face. Bang! "This punch is for Ho Yudai." Bang! "This punch is for my son." Bang! "This punch is for myself." After 3 punches, Ho Yuhang's face was completely deformed. He no longer looked like a human. Yang Wu promised Ho Quan that he would give Ho Yuhang a way out. Otherwise, he would lose his life on the spot. There were many people like Ho Yuhang in the Ho clan. As long as they were women of the Ho clan, they belonged to the men of the Ho clan. This had already become the Ho clan's belief. Some of the Ho clan members had already realized that this wasn't the right way to continue, but most of them still didn't repent. If they wanted to fundamentally change the Ho clan's problems, they had to change their beliefs. Otherwise, no one would be able to help them. After Yang Wu went to see Ho Quan again, he told him his rescue plan. He could set up a blood-changing pool and use the power of herbs and holy spring water to change the Ho clan's bloodline problems. This was part of the alchemy knowledge that Little Hay had passed on to him. The blood-changing pool wasn't a complete change of blood. It just cleaned up some of the problems in the bloodline and restored normal genes. Ho Quan naturally fully supported Yang Wu's plan to help him set up the blood-changing pool. Yang Wu also took advantage of the opportunity to ruthlessly extort the Ho clan. "You almost killed my son. If I don't peel off a layer of your Ho clan skin, my surname is not Yang." Yang Wu shouted in his mind. So, Yang Wu made a list of herbs for the Ho clan to prepare. The Ho clan was a faction that had been passed down for more than 1,000,000 years. They had a lot of resources and quickly prepared all the herbs that Yang Wu had requested. Yang Wu instantly felt that the list of herbs he had made was still too small. "Yang Wu, you better not do anything to the blood-changing pool. Otherwise, you won't be able to leave here." Ho Quan threatened. Yang Wu didn't care about Ho Quan's threat. He casually added the herbs into the blood pool. Of course, he would do something to the blood pool to reduce the potency of the herbs. After a certain period of time, He would have to change the potency of the herbs to force the Ho clan to pay him back. When the blood-changing pool was finished, Ho Quan couldn't wait to call people over to try it out. The people who fell into the blood-changing pool were instantly shedding their skin and bones. They screamed like pigs being slaughtered. Ho Quan's face was very ugly. Yang Wu was incomparably calm. Obviously, everything was within his expectations. After those people were picked up, their minds completely collapsed. Ho Quan couldn't help but scold Yang Wu. "This is what you did. Do you really want to die? If you don't understand, don't yell here. Hurry up and let them recover. Then we'll know if their bloodline has changed." Yang Wu responded. Ho Quan suppressed his anger. After treating those people, he asked them how they felt. "The blood-changing pool, I really changed my blood. My lifespan seems to have increased a lot. My mind feels a lot clearer. This is the power of the sacred pool. Although it's a bit painful, it feels wonderful. The power of our bloodline seems to have increased a lot. This is too amazing." These people responded excitedly. Ho Quan's old face became very interesting. Just a moment ago, he was criticizing Yang Wu. What should he do now? "My mission is complete. Master Mo, let's go back," Yang Wu said to Great Master Mo Little. "Yang Wu, why are you in such a hurry? You haven't had a good time in my family yet. This old man will host a banquet for you. In the future, you will be an honored guest of my family." Ho Quan didn't care whether Yang Wu agreed or not. He grabbed Yang Wu's arm and pulled him to the banquet. Naturally, Mo de Liang could only follow them. Yang Wu solved such a big problem for the Emperor's family. This was a great favor. Just like that, Yang Wu became an honored guest to the Emperor's family. In the future, the people of the Empress would have to treat him with respect. Moreover, Ho Quan added an order to Ho Quan that the Emperor's family could ally with the Yang family. In fact, Ho Quan didn't want to give such an order. However, the problem of the Emperor's family was too serious. Yang Wu's blood-changing pond was too important. In the future, they would need Yang Wu's protection. They had to give Yang Wu enough face and ally with the Yang family. Only then could they firmly hold on to Yang Wu's feelings. Yang Wu naturally accepted the branch that Ho Chi threw at him. Yang Wu also talked about some things to take note of about the blood-changing pond. After Ho Quan calmed down, he left with Great Master Mo. With such a child, the Yang family has nothing to worry about. Ho Quan sighed. Yang Wu's performance throughout the whole process was too calm. Especially when facing an overlord like him, he didn't show the slightest bit of stage fright. This was not something an ordinary saint could compare to. After Yang Wu and Great Master Mo divined the Emperor's family, the former gave the latter a few pills as a reward for his hard work. The latter didn't refuse. A godly alchemist naturally wouldn't give ordinary pills. After Yang Wu returned to the Yang family, he began to prepare for expansion. Pang Yuan had already come up with a completed plan and was ready to occupy the territory first. After he confirmed it, he didn't have too many opinions. Then, he went to the Black Tortoise Army and the Azure Dragon Army to see the results of their training. During this time, Lu Ji stayed in the Yang family and taught the two commanders his method of arranging troops and formations, helping their army's combat ability to reach a higher level. After Yang Wu saw it, he was very satisfied. The two armies were more powerful than when they were in the world of battles. If he wanted to expand his territory, he could rely on them. In addition, the number of saints in the Yang family had already exceeded 200, and it was still increasing. Many of the saints came from the Black Tortoise Army and the Azure Dragon Army. After many years of training and with the help of resources, they soared to the sky. As the battle drew closer, the morale of the Yang family's men also rose. For this reason, Yang Wu and Yang Taihe held lectures for all the Yang family's disciples, helping them to break through their realms, or comprehend martial intent and martial arts, and continue to strengthen the family's combat ability. Before the first battle began, Yang Wu gathered all the elders for a meeting. Next, the military advisor will be responsible for announcing the territory we will be expanding. Yang Wu said. Pang Yuan began to announce. The Black Tortoise Army will occupy the Grave Split City near the river boundary and thousands of miles around it. The Azure Dragon Army will occupy the Guili city near the Yangtze River and thousands of miles around it. Yang Chaohui and Yang Sonbo replied in unison, "Understood." Military advisor, it's not a problem for us to take down both places at the same time. The key is how to resist the counterattack of Mauname and the Li family. A Yang family elder asked. That's right. If we only attack one side, it shouldn't be a problem. If we attack both sides at the same time, our Yang family's main force will be overwhelmed. When the time comes, I'm afraid we will suffer a double loss. Another person agreed. Pang Yuan smiled and said, I naturally have my reasons for doing this. I have Protector Taihe overseeing the Black Tortoise Army and Protector Chong and overseeing the Azure Dragon Army. I don't think the enemy will shed all pretense of cordiality for two territories that originally belonged to our Yang family. In addition, after we take down these two places, they will quickly react and stop us from occupying other places. At that time, our family will spread the news that we are attacking their main territories, so they won't dare to act rashly. We will take the opportunity to take down other places. Then why would they fight to the death with us? Someone else raised a question. We are only taking back the territories that once belonged to the Yang family. They won't lose the big picture for small gains. Pang Yuan responded, and then he said, What's more, the patriarch will give them some benefits. As long as we appease them, they won't dare to cause trouble. Everyone looked at Yang Wu. They didn't know what other tricks he had up his sleeve. Yang Wu said in a low voice, The Empress's family will ally with our Yang family. Who will dare to easily go against us? Also, the Apothecary Alliance will send over the Alchemy Tower and open it to all apothecaries. If their apothecaries still want to improve, they will have to swallow this anger. It's enough to take back the lost territories. Chapter 1453. The Yang family suddenly sent troops to Grave Split City and Guili City, igniting the flames of war in the War Race realm. The Black Tortoise Army and the Azure Dragon Army entered the two cities on warships, causing the city lords of the two cities to panic. Grave Split City, the place where Yang Taihe had once been trapped, was not under the jurisdiction of Mauname. Mauname also did not care much about this place. The city lord was called Pang Mingkuan, and he was an internal deacon of Mauname. He was only at the peak of the dragon transformation realm. He was just a puppet on the surface. The real expert was the holy Elder Pan Maxi behind him. Over the years, other than the battle where Yang Taihe was rescued, there had not been any major battles in Grave Split City. The Black Tortoise Army's sudden attack caused the people of Grave Split City to panic. Yang Yishuan was the vanguard commander. He led the 3,000 Black Tortoise Army and shouted, People of Grave Split City, listen up. From now on, this is my Yang family's territory. Anyone who disobeys will be killed. Yang Yishuan had already broken through to the Star Rune realm and had stepped into the second Star Rune realm. His fighting strength was quite good. His voice was mighty and spread to every corner of Grave Split City. The guards of Grave Split City rushed over. One of the commanders shouted, Does your Yang family want to become enemies with Mauname? You dare to invade Grave Split City. Just as this person finished speaking, a spear light shot out and exploded his head on the spot. The guards instantly panicked. The Yang family did not come with good intentions. They were not playing around. Quick, quick, activate the defensive array. Someone in the city shouted. Stubborn, attack the city. Yang Yishuan roared and led the 3,000 Black Tortoise Army to attack. The holy array in the city activated, blocking the Black Tortoise Army outside. Black Tortoise Stellar Energy. Yang Yishuan roared as he released his Black Tortoise Battle Chi. At the same time, the 3,000 soldiers behind him also released their Battle Chis and integrated with Yang Yishuan's Battle Chi. Suddenly, a huge black tortoise appeared in the air, displaying an extremely terrifying Battle Chi. Below the city, Pan Maxi, Pang Mingkuan, and the others all revealed extremely grave expressions. Pan, Elder Pan, what should we do? Pang Mingkuan asked nervously. You're asking me, but who am I supposed to ask? Damn it, the Yang family is getting stronger. They're really starting to recover their lost territory. Pan Maxi, said unhappily. He was only at the rank 3 celestial rune realm. So how could he resist the Black Tortoise army? Although there were tens of thousands of soldiers in the city that could be used, most of them were at the Earth-Sea realm or Heavenly Fish realm. Only a few thousand of them had reached the Dragon Transformation realm. Although the Black Tortoise army only had 3,000 soldiers, they could easily defeat an army of 30,000. Boom, boom, boom. The 3,000 Black Tortoise army's Black Tortoise stellar energy collided heavily with the Great City Barrier Array. The Great City Barrier Array shook violently as cracks appeared. From the looks of it, the Great City Barrier Array couldn't withstand the impact of the 3,000 Black Tortoise army. This was a Black Tortoise army that was at the Dragon Transformation realm. With their battle cheese as one, they could easily slaughter a top-tier saint. At this point, we can't count on the sect to save us. Once they break the array, we'll break out immediately. Pan Maxi gave the order to retreat. Pang Minkuin's face was ashen. His Pang family had deep roots in the city. How could they escape? We can only give up resisting. Pang Minkuin thought to himself. Break for me. Yang Yishuan roared once again. The Grave Split City's walls exploded. Pan Maxi and the other saints immediately scattered and fled. They could still resist for a while if they worked together, but who would have thought that they were so afraid of death? They had expected that the Yang family would definitely have experts following them. They would only be sending themselves to their deaths if they stayed. Can you escape? Yang Ba, who had followed them like a shadow, said faintly. He repeatedly stabbed out with his spear, piercing through the sky and killing the few saints who were preparing to escape. Yang Ba's strength was enough to hold his own. How could an ordinary saint compare to him? After Yang Ba killed the few saints, the people in the city were completely afraid. Pang Minkuin roared, I am. Before he could finish speaking, Yang Yishuan's spear light had already pierced his head. Those who surrender will not be killed. Yang Yishuan shouted. The dead Pang Minkuin felt wronged. He just wanted to surrender. Why did he have to be killed? Yang Yishuan naturally knew that he wanted to surrender. He wanted to kill the chicken to warn the monkey. How could the others dare to resist? They all threw down their weapons and surrendered. There had been no war in these years. These people had long lost their spirit and were completely vulnerable. Just like this, the Grave Split City fell into the hands of the Black Tortoise army. Guili City. This was a city of shame for the Yang family. Back when Yang Qingxing was in power, in order to form an alliance with the Li family, not only did he marry his sister to the Li family, he also gave Guili City and some other territories to the Li family. The Li family was even more disgusted with the Yang family. They changed the name of the city to Guili City. This meant that the city belonged to the Li family and not the Yang family. The Yang family had always seen this as a disgrace, but there was nothing they could do about it. This time around, the Azure Dragon Legion had suddenly charged over without any warning, causing the people of Guili City to be completely unaware. When Yang Tianlin's heavenly scale sword slashed the few words of Guili City, the people of Guili City were awakened. Enemy attack! Enemy attack! The guards of Guili City shouted. Yang Tianlin's sword did not destroy the few words of Guili City. A powerful intent rushed out from the few words. That was the power of a peak saint. Wait for me! Yang Songhua shouted. He stretched out a palm and slapped on the intent, finally erasing the few words of Guili City. From today onwards, this city belongs to the Yang family. The people of the Li family are to leave. Otherwise, we will kill without mercy. Yang Tianlin announced. Your Yang family has guts. This is our Li family city. A Li family saint rushed out and shouted. I already said that from today onwards, it's not yours. Yang Tianlin replied. He rushed over and slashed at the saint. After Yang Tianlin's Nirvana rebirth, his killing methods had become much more decisive. His fighting strength was also very strong. He suppressed the saint who was one realm higher than him and continuously slashed at him, causing the saint to suffer greatly. At the same time, the guards of Guili City rushed out. These guards were not as weak as those in the Grave Split City. They had been preventing the Yang family from taking back the city, so their strength was not weak. There were many saints here and many dragon transformation realm experts. Together, they were an extraordinary fighting force. The Yang family was determined to take back Guili City. Yang Songbua personally attacked. He had reached the 12th level, and his fighting strength was very strong. Many saints were killed by him without mercy. Ever since the Li family and the Xing family joined forces, the Yang family no longer had any feelings for the Li family. Yang family, you have rebelled. The Li family will take revenge. A Li family saint shouted before he died. I will wait for them to come, Yang Songbua replied coldly. This old saint, who had cultivated in the realm of battle for many years, returned to his family after receiving the purifying power of the purification pool. He was very decisive and cold. After that, he stopped attacking. Yang Tianlin led the Azure Dragon army to kill the Li family guards who were still resisting. The civilians in the city fled. Some of them were unwilling to leave. The Azure Dragon army did not attack the civilians. They did not even attack the warriors who were running away. They only occupied the city, not destroyed it. In this way, Guili City became the territory of the Yang family without any suspense. After these two cities fell, Mei and the Li family were instantly furious. They said that they would send a large number of troops to destroy the Yang family's army. Some people even suggested that the two forces join forces to destroy the Yang family and take all the Yang family's territory. But they only dared to say that. The Yang family was not so easy to bully. Just as they were about to send troops to deal with the Yang family's army, another shocking news came from the realm of battle. The Yang family and the Empress's family had formed an alliance. It was not too surprising that the Yang family and the Sun family had formed an alliance. After all, the Sun family and the Yang family could be traced back to a long time ago. But the Empress's family, who had always been aloof, had announced an alliance with the Yang family. This was beyond everyone's expectations. It was also after this news spread that the two forces instantly ceased all activity. The Empress's family was second only to the Xian Yuan family. They were a group of crazy people. Once provoked, they would bite like crazy. They would not be satisfied until they tore off a piece of flesh. What method did the Yang family use to make the Empress's family take the initiative to form an alliance with them? This became a mystery. It was something that the other war families could not figure out. While the two forces were biding their time, the other towns near the Yang family were all taken by the Yang family. These places may not be very important, but they represented the size of the Yang family's territory. Taking them into their own territory showed the spirit of a big family. On Mount Amei's golden summit, the sacred elders of Mount Amei would gather together. 2/3 of them were women. Moreover, they were quite good-looking and well-maintained. Except for a few who looked old, most of them looked like young married women. The other 1/3 of men were mostly inferior to these women in terms of status. The Yang family took some of our territory and formed an alliance with the Empress's family. What's the plan? The suzerain sitting in the center said, faintly. Luo Wuqing was a beautiful woman who used to like Yang Taihe. She practiced the emotionless sword Dao and had extraordinary fighting power. Suzerain, the Yang family has always been a combination of fists. We can't resist. Someone responded. I think this is just their plan. If we don't respond, others will think that Mount Amei is afraid of the Yang family. That's right. We should send the sacred elders to ask the Yang family for compensation. Otherwise, we will kill the Yang family. After a series of discussions, Mount Amei sent a powerful group of sacred elders to question the Yang family and seek justice from them. It was the same for the Li family. They couldn't take this lying down. They couldn't let the Yang family be so arrogant. Chapter 1454. After the Yang family attacked Mount Amei and the Li family, it caused a huge commotion in the transcendent realm. Where did the Yang family get their confidence from? They actually dared to take over the territories of two powers at the same time. Do they think they can ignore the two powers now that they're strong enough? Haven't you heard? The whole family has formed an alliance with the Yang family. Among the 8 major battle clans, 2 of them have formed an alliance with the Yang family. The Yang family's power is at its peak. Moreover, with the return of the godly apothecary Yang Wu, the Yang family has the right to do so. The godly apothecary Yang Wu is a fierce person who dared to challenge the Purple Cloud Palace. Now that he has the full support of the Apothecary Alliance and has formed an alliance with the Ho family, who would dare to attack them? The Yang family is really powerful now. One person changed the fate of an entire clan. If our clan could have a godly apothecary like Yang Wu, we would be burning incense to thank the gods. I wonder what the Xing family is thinking now. Mao sent out a group of sages to the graveyard split city and challenged the Yang family. People of the Yang family, come out and accept your death. Yang Ba, Yang Yishuan, and the others have been waiting for the people from Mao to come. When they were shouting, more than 10 saints flew out and confronted the people from Mao. This is already the territory of the Yang family. From now on, you're not allowed to interfere with the running of Burial Split City. Otherwise, I'll teach you a lesson. Yang Ba coldly looked at the saints from Mao and shouted, Yang Ba, how dare you? This is the territory of Mao. You killed our people and still dare to twist the truth. You can't be forgiven. The leader of the saints from Mao shouted and waved her hand to signal the saints beside her to prepare to attack the Yang family. At this time, Yang Chaohui slowly walked out with the black tortoise seal and said, Burial Split City has been the territory of the Yang family since ancient times. It was you who took it. Now that it's back to the Yang family, it's not too much. Hurry up and leave before the peace between the two families is affected. How dare you be so arrogant after killing our people? Kill! The people from Mao shouted. Their saint power exploded as they attacked Yang Chaohui. This time, Mao directly sent out their peak-level saints. They had to defeat the Yang family or even kill them. I'll let you taste the power of the black tortoise seal. Yang Chaohui had been leading troops in the world of battle for many years, so his combat effectiveness was extremely strong. He shouted and activated the black tortoise seal. At the same time, the battle chi of the Yang family had also merged with his, forming the black tortoise gang chi. The huge black tortoise seal turned into a huge mountain and crashed towards the people of Mao. The people of the Yang family continuously improved their war blood talent. After they could fuse with the black tortoise aura chi, they were like an invincible army. The people of Mao were not to be trifled with. They set up a sword formation and engaged in a fierce battle with the people of the Yang family. The people of the Yang family were full of vigor. They were well prepared and fought a stunning battle. With the black tortoise seal as the center, they smashed the sages of Mao away. The sword formation could not continue and showed signs of defeat. How dare you? Do you think you can do whatever you want just because you have a divine weapon? Taste the power of Mount Amei's heavenly sword. A woman flew out of the void. She was holding a sharp, long sword. She slashed at the black tortoise seal. This woman was half a step away from the heavenly arrival realm. She was holding a divine weapon. Her power was indeed amazing. A long sword mark appeared in the sky and slashed at the huge black tortoise seal. Just as the sword was about to land, a true dragon roared out and streaked across the sky, blocking the sword. Bang! A muffled sound rang out, and the space shook incessantly. The Dragon Slayer's saber can command the world. If the heavens don't appear, who can compete? Let me see what the heavenly sword is capable of. Yang Taiha strode forward with the Dragonbane spear and shouted with a shocking aura. After Yang Taiha had become a heaven-connecting realm expert, his combat prowess had grown tremendously. It was as if he had merged with heaven and earth. Boundless Xian Qi of heaven and earth gathered around him. Above the 9 heavens, there were also the power of many stars falling down. He was like a giant dragon descending from the sky. His majestic power was astonishing. He rushed towards the woman with an extraordinary aura. The woman was not afraid. She held the heavenly sword in her hand, which was the most precious sword of Mao. It had given her great power. She gathered all of her power on the long sword and slashed out an astonishing sword will. Countless sword chi swept across this part of the world. The spear's shadow and the sword light crazily collided with each other. Wave after wave of power exploded unceasingly. Yang Taiha was still stronger than the woman. Even with the heavenly sword, he was still able to suppress her. The Dragonbane spear was also the ancestral weapon of the Yang clan. It was not much weaker than the heavenly sword. No matter how good a weapon was, it depended on who was wielding it. Only then could it unleash its power. Mount Mei did not expect the Yang clan to send out an heavenly arrival realm expert. Otherwise, they wouldn't have only sent out a half-step heavenly arrival realm expert. In their eyes, a small battle was not worthy of an heavenly arrival realm expert. The Yang clan did not think so. If they wanted to win, they naturally needed an expert to ensure that nothing would go wrong. The woman was constantly pushed back. Just as she was about to be killed by Yang Taihe, a sword slash pierced through the sky. It went straight for Yang Taihe. Yang Taihe did not even turn his head. He shattered it with a backhand. "Heavenly sword, come!" The newcomer shouted. The heavenly sword broke free from the woman's hand and flew towards the newcomer. Luo Wuqing. Yang Taihe saw the newcomer and was filled with murderous intent. This woman, along with the Xing clan and Golden Rock Taoist, had tried to kill him and his lover. In the end, they had killed his lover and imprisoned him in Grave Split City. The hatred between them was deep. When the woman saw the beautiful woman, she said respectfully, "Greetings, sect leader. I am useless." Luo Wuqing held the heavenly sword and ignored the woman. She looked at Yang Taihe coldly and said, "I regret not killing you before. You should regret it." Yang Taihe shouted and raised his spear to attack. "Let's end this today. If you beat me, I'll forget about the territory you took." Luo Wuqing's aura rose. It was as if she had unsealed the power that had been hidden in her body for many years. In an instant, she reached the peak of the Saint Plain and started to attack the Jade Moon Plain. "This is not your power." Yang Taihe cried out in shock. "This is my power. I'll send you to see that bitch." Luo Wuqing's emotionless eyes flashed as she slashed out with the heavenly sword. The moment she attacked, her power reached the Jade Moon Plain. Fighting Yang Taihe would not be a problem. "Then let's end this." Yang Taihe did not panic. He stabbed forward with his spear like a real dragon, swallowing the sky. Boom, 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 boom. When the two great masters of the heaven-reaching realm fought, the power was too strong. Yang Chaowei led the Yang clan to retreat. They were protected by the Black Tortoise Seal, so they were not hurt too much. The people of Mount Mei were also retreating. Even if the old woman joined in, they could not do anything to the Yang clan's Black Tortoise army. Their combined power was too strong. Only when their sect leader won would they have the right to attack the Yang clan. The Yang clan was not in a hurry. As long as Yang Taihe won, Grave Split City and the surrounding area would be the Yang clan's territory. Mount Mei would not make a big fuss over Grave Split City. After all, the area around Grave Split City was originally the Yang clan's territory. They were just taking back their original territory. If Mount Mei could not let go of this land, then it would be time for the two forces to go to war. Yang Taihe and Luo Wuqing hated each other because of love. The grudge of thousands of years had been resolved today. Yang Taihe had always thought he could crush Luo Wuqing. However, after Luo Wuqing's power increased, her combat power was not weaker than his. Even if he used the power of the sacred dragon body, he still could not take down this woman. Luo Wuqing was merciless. Every strike was filled with merciless killing intent. Sword scars, tens of thousands of feet long, were slashed open in the sky. Sword chi swept out in all directions, shattering many clouds. It forced Yang Taihe to retreat again and again, leaving a few terrifying wounds on his body. This was the first time Yang Taihe had seen the power of the heavenly sword. It was truly terrifying, as expected of one of the best weapons in the transcendental world. Just as Yang Taihe was about to desperately block Luo Wuqing's attacks, and even counterattack, her aura began to decline. Consider yourself lucky. From now on, the area around Grave Split City will belong to you. Luo Wuqing forced Yang Taihe to retreat and quickly left the battlefield with the people of Mount Mei. Yang Taihe did not chase after her. He was not her match when Miju Shirtai of Mount Mei appeared. He could not even block one of her attacks. She was an extremely ruthless woman. I thought I could ignore everyone in the world after entering the Jade Moon realm. Now it seems that I am just a frog in a well. I still need to calm down and cultivate. In this battle, Yang Taihe was almost defeated. However, it did not affect his state of mind. Instead, it gave him a warning. It could be said that the advantages outweighed the disadvantages. Aside from the battle on this battlefield, there was also a holy war in Guili City. The Azure Dragon Army and the Grey Wolf Army of the Leaf family fought fiercely. Both sides had people falling. However, the Yang family was more prepared. They arranged their troops and killed many of the Leaf family's people, forcing the Leaf family's 3 half-step Transcendence Realm cultivators to take action. The 3 Transcendence Realm cultivators could not even harm a single person of the Yang family. They were forced to retreat by Yuchang'an. From then on, Guili City and the surrounding area returned to the Yang family. They changed the name of the city to Chong and City. Long-lasting peace, eternal peace. Chapter 1455. After the Yang family successfully expanded their territory, many powers in the Transcendent Realm realized that the Yang family was quickly rising. They were unstoppable. They were all guessing when the Yang family would truly fight with the Xing family. After all, the grudges between the two families had been accumulating for a long time. Furthermore, the Xing family had once wanted to destroy the Yang family. The Yang family would definitely not let the matter rest. As the discussions grew, the people from the Xing family could no longer bear to listen. A saint came out and challenged, "Whoever dares to come to the Xing family's territory will not be able to return." After this, the Yang family announced that the Alchemist Alliance's second alchemy tower would be located in the Yang family city. The Xing family and any alchemists related to the Xing family were not allowed to come and verify their identities. However, the Xing family had long since allied with the Alchemist Alliance. They did not care about this restriction. Following this, Yang Wu issued another bounty. Since the Xing family had once placed a bounty on him, it would be impolite if he did not reciprocate. He issued a bounty for the Xing family. Not only did he issue a bounty for the small saints and saints of the Xing family, but he also issued a bounty for the omnipotent experts of the Xing family. If anyone could obtain the head of an omnipotent expert of the Xing family, they could ask for any divine pill they wanted. He would satisfy them and even give them divine weapons and divine armors. After the bounty was issued, it was unknown how many people were tempted. When the Xing family heard this, they were infuriated. They also requested their family to issue a bounty for the Yang family. They had to exterminate the Yang family. The Yang and Xing families were already like fire and water. With this, it caused a commotion in the war race realm. The Yang family had already formed an alliance with the Sun and Ho families. The Xing family had already formed an alliance with the Lu and Li families. Only the Xianyuan family and Qin family were neutral. This meant that 6 out of the 8 war races had already fallen into internal strife. This was a situation that the Xianyuan family did not wish to see. Once the war race realm started fighting, there would definitely be internal strife. This would weaken the war race realm and give the other realms an opportunity to take advantage of this. Thus, the Xianyuan family issued a divine decree, hoping that the Yang family and the Xing family would stop fighting. Since ancient times, the Xianyuan family had always been the number 1 family in the war race realm. They were also the number 1 family in the Transcendent realm. After the Xing clan received the divine decree, they immediately expressed that as long as the Yang clan was willing to withdraw the bounty, they would be willing to do so as well. After all, this matter was started by the Yang clan, and the Xing clan would not let it go so easily. They had to let the Yang clan show weakness first. The Yang clan was indifferent to the Xianyuan clan's order. The bounty remained the same, as if they had never received this divine decree. The Xianyuan clan immediately added a second divine decree, ordering the Yang clan to stop fighting immediately. When the second godly decree arrived, Yang Wu responded, "When the Xing clan came to destroy us, where did the Xianyuan clan go? Now all I did was issue a bounty. You want me to stop? No way." Yang Wu's domineering response instantly stirred up thousands of waves in the war race world. Was the Yang clan openly going against the Xianyuan clan? However, Yang Wu's response was indeed domineering and reasonable. A few years ago, when the Xing clan wanted to exterminate the Yang clan, the Xianyuan clan didn't stop them. Now that they wanted to play the peacemaker, it wasn't going to be easy. On the surface, the Yang clan seemed to be full of confidence. However, internally they were panicking. In Gong Xilan's residence, Yang Taihe and Yang Wu were gathered together. Wu, do you know anything about the Xianyuan clan? Gong Xilan asked Yang Wu. I know a little. They're the #1 clan in the war race world. Yang Wu replied, You have disrespected the Xianyuan clan twice. This is worse than offending the king of Hell's Palace. Gong Xilan said with a solemn expression. She paused for a moment before continuing. The Xianyuan clan is one of the ancestral clans of our human clan. They were the royal clan of our immemorial era. They were the ones who led our human clan to become stronger. Dating back to the era of the 3 sovereigns and 5 emperors, their foundation was incomparably strong, and they had countless experts. Over the years, ever since the Yellow Emperor ascended to the God Realm, more and more people from the Xianyuan clan entered the God Realm. It is rumored that the Xianyuan clan has the entrance to the God Realm. Furthermore, it is rumored that the Yellow Emperor has already become a big shot in the immortal realm. If it wasn't for the fact that they wanted to preserve the inheritance of their ancestral land, the Xianyuan clan would have already moved to the God Realm. Who would dare to offend such a clan? Let's stop before going too far. Yang Taihe also said that's right. Dealing with the Xing clan isn't something that can be done overnight. As long as our clansmen become stronger, we won't have to fear the Xing clan. We can even make them pay a price. There's no need to rush. Yang Wu smiled. Great-grandmother, little ancestor, I understand what you're saying. However, the Xianyuan clan is in the wrong. They won't make a move against us so easily. If I'm not wrong, the Xianyuan clan will soon send people over. Needless to say, after Yang Wu made his judgment, the Xianyuan clan's envoy quickly arrived at the Yang clan. Yang Wu personally went out to welcome them. To his surprise, he discovered that the person leading the way was actually a familiar face, Xianyuan Wu. She didn't come alone. Accompanying her was an old woman. She was actually a heaven-piercing realm expert. Gong Xilan and Yang Taihe couldn't sit still and came out to welcome them. In addition, there were dozens of elite troops from the Xianyuan clan. They were called the Royal Guards and were the strongest imperial guard of the Xianyuan clan. Princess's personal visit brings light to my Yang family's humble dwelling. After Yang Wu saw Xianyuan Wu, he smiled very happily. In his heart, he had always treated Xianyuan Wu as a good friend. This eccentric and beautiful woman was very likable. Patriarch Yang Wu is too polite. You and I are old friends. I'll get straight to the point. Why didn't your Yang clan carry out the decree of our Xianyuan clan? Xianyuan Wu said with a trace of coldness. She was wearing a fiery red dress, just like a newly grown phoenix, arrogant and threatening. Her delicate facial features and exquisite figure were just right. Not a bit more, not a bit less. She was like a fairy carefully carved by an immortal. Her black hair was pierced with sparkling and translucent hair ornaments, a jade bracelet on her arm, a golden phoenix necklace tied around her waist, and a pair of fiery phoenix boots on her feet. Her noble aura was full of nobility. Yang Wu was slightly stunned. Then he replied, Is my Yang clan part of your Xianyuan clan? Before Xianyuan Wu could reply, a young man half a body's length behind her curled his lips into a sneer and replied, The war clan world is ruled by me, the Xianyuan clan. This young man was extraordinarily handsome. He was clad in battle armor and had an astonishing aura. He was the commander of the Royal Guards, He Changming. The Xianyuan clan was different from other clans. Apart from the direct bloodline, there were many outsiders. As long as these outsiders had sufficient strength, they could obtain extremely high status and authority in the Xianyuan clan. He Changming had obtained the recognition of the Xianyuan clan through his own efforts. Although he was young, he wasn't young. He was close to 1,000 years old and had reached the 10th level of the Star Rune realm. At such a young age and at such a realm, he could be considered a heaven's pride. After reaching the Star Rune realm, it wasn't easy to advance to the next level. Unless one was a top-notch Heaven's Pride or someone with great luck, they could advance quickly. Otherwise, there weren't many people who could reach the 10th level of the Star Rune realm by themselves. There were countless humans in the transcendent world. However, there were very few who had reached the Star Rune realm, let alone the top-notch Star Rune realm. This was also the reason why He Changming could become the commander of the Royal Guards. He spoke to Xianyuan Huowu. It wasn't because he was rude, but because he was the messenger. Xianyuan Huowu was only here to join in the fun. Yang Wu glanced at He Changming before his gaze landed on Xianyuan Huowu. He said, "Your Highness, you've come from afar. Regardless of whether you're here to denounce me or to reunite with this old friend of mine, please take care of your family's dog. Don't bite people randomly. Otherwise, it won't have a good ending. I'm only here to see an old friend. If you don't welcome me, then I'll leave." Xianyuan Huowu said with a trace of coquettishness. "Of course you're welcome. Let's talk inside my clan." Yang Wu replied. He Changming's face was ashen as he said, "Your Highness, please allow me to complete the clan's mission first. Then you can catch up with each other." He then said to Yang Wu in a deep voice, "Patriarch Yang Wu, are you deaf? Didn't you hear what I just said?" Asterisk slap. Asterisk, just as he finished speaking, a palm flew over like the wind and fiercely slapped his face, directly flipping him over. "Your Highness, your family's dog is too noisy. Do you mind if I help you fix it?" Yang Wu didn't seem to move at all as he looked at Xianyuan Huowu and said seriously. Xianyuan Huowu also didn't expect Yang Wu to hit her just like that. She opened her sexy jade lips and said, "You're really amazing." The old woman beside Xianyuan Huowu was speechless. Why was she praising him when her own family's member was beaten? The seventh princess had never been easy to deal with. "Yang Wu, you dare hit me?" He Changming covered his red and swollen face as he looked at Yang Wu in disbelief. He was one of the commanders of the Royal Guard. When had he ever suffered such humiliation? Yang Wu's guts were too big. "If you dare to bark again, I'll beat you until even your mother can't recognize you." Yang Wu glared at He Changming and said, "Yang Wu, as the patriarch of a family, you dare to insult me like this. What do you think of my Xianyuan family? You really are," He Changming said in a flustered and exasperated manner. He didn't finish his words before Yang Wu slapped him twice, completely stunning him. If it wasn't for the old woman interfering, Yang Wu would have beaten He Changming to death. "Yang Wu, you've gone too far," the old woman said faintly. "Who's gone too far? I'm the dignified patriarch of a family, a divine alchemist. He's just a follower, yet he's shouting in front of me and doesn't put me in his eyes. Do you think I should treat him nicely?" Yang Wu retorted sarcastically. Yang Wu received the third divine decree. He Changming roared angrily. Chapter 1456. The Xianyuan clan had issued 2 divine decrees in a row, but they had failed to make Yang Wu submit. This time, He Changming had come with a third divine decree. It must have been issued by a heaven-reaching expert of the Xianyuan clan. He Changming was beaten by Yang Wu continuously. He could not take this lying down. He lifted the divine decree and tore it apart. He asked the power of the divine decree to suppress Yang Wu. Whoosh! The power of the divine decree was released. A divine power was released in the sky above the Yang clan. A figure condensed. It was a dignified middle-aged man. He wore a simple vest and had his hand behind his back. Golden dragon chi filled the air. It was as if a true dragon had descended to the world. He was extraordinarily mighty. Clan leader? He Changming was surprised when he saw the figure. He thought that this divine decree must be from the ancestor of the Xianyuan clan. It contained a supreme divine power that could kill Yang Wu. Who would have thought that the clan leader would come in person? Even if it was only the power of a clone, it meant that this divine decree could not kill Yang Wu. It even meant that the clan leader took the initiative to meet Yang Wu. It was likely that the hidden meaning behind this was extraordinary. "Greetings, father." Xianyuan Huowu bowed and greeted the person who came. The old woman also greeted the clan leader. It was enough to show that this clan leader was different from the other clan leaders. He was a true expert of the heavens. "Xianyuan clan leader has come in person. My Yang clan has neglected." Gong Xilan stepped forward and greeted him. She then said to Yang Wu, Wu-er, quickly greet the Xianyuan clan leader. Yang Wu cupped his hands towards the Xianyuan clan leader and said, Greetings, senior. How dare you be so rude in front of our clan leader? Quickly kneel down. He Changming said sternly from his side. Seems like you haven't been taught a lesson enough. Yang Wu glared at Ichango and said. He Changming shrank back and knelt down in front of the Xianyuan clan leader and said, Clan leader, Yang Wu doesn't put our Xianyuan clan in his eyes. Please uphold justice. The Xianyuan patriarch waved his arm, and He Zhongming was swept away like a fly. The leader of the Xianyuan family revealed an amiable expression and said, A servant who doesn't know the rules has made godly apothecary Yang Wu laugh. Yang Wu's eyes twitched. He didn't know how to respond. If it were someone else, they would definitely try to regain their face. However, the Xianyuan clan's clan leader had decided to take care of his own people first. This method of retreating for the sake of advancing surprised him. I'm here in hopes that godly apothecary Yang Wu can retract the bounty you placed on the Xing clan. Although this request is a little excessive, we have no choice but to do so. The Xianyuan clan's patriarch went straight to the point. He paused for a moment before continuing. Our 8 great battle clans have been guarding the battle race realm, preventing the demon race from invading for tens of thousands of years. Ever since our ancestors, we have been allies who have fought side by side. Even if there were some unpleasant conflicts, they would be resolved very quickly. My Xianyuan clan claims to be the number 1 human clan in the transcendent realm, and I believe that no one would find this to be a problem. We have always done things fairly, and there's a reason for us to have your Yang clan stop fighting this time. Once the Martial Sage Assembly is about to begin, the Myriad Saints Assembly will also begin. Our battle race realm needs more saints to participate in the battle, to participate in the competition, and to obtain more resources. I do not wish for your 2 clans to fight at this time. How about this? Then the enmity of the Xing clan wanting to exterminate my Yang clan is settled just like that? The Xianyuan clan's clan leader, this matter doesn't seem fair. Yang Wu replied. Gong Xilan and Yang Taihe couldn't help but admire Yang Wu's courage. He dared to speak to the Xianyuan clan's clan leader in such a manner. The Xianyuan clan's clan leader was one of the most respected figures in the transcendent realm. Who wouldn't be humble when they saw him? Although Yang Wu had become a godly apothecary, it had only been a short time. Could it be that he was a newborn calf that wasn't afraid of tigers? Yang Wu was clearly not a brainless person. Otherwise, he wouldn't have lived until now. The Xianyuan clan's clan leader's eyes revealed a strange expression. It was clear that even his clone wasn't able to intimidate Yang Wu. He felt that it was strange. He said in a deep voice, The Xing clan has openly broken the battle clan's rules. They will definitely be punished. I will make them compensate your Yang clan. How are you going to compensate them? They slaughtered millions of our Yang clan's people and attacked our Yang clan city. If it wasn't for the fact that we were still weak, I definitely wouldn't have let them off. Yang Wu said fiercely. The Xing clan didn't kill that many people from the Yang clan. Most of the Xing clan's forces that didn't obey the Yang clan's orders were destroyed by the Xing clan. Their losses weren't as great as the hundreds of thousands of soldiers of the Xing clan being buried in the Yang clan's territory. At that time, the Xing clan could be said to have suffered a double loss. Yang Wu was so indignant. Naturally, he wanted a bargain. He couldn't let the Xianyuan clan's clan leader just say a few words and let it go. What do you want? The Xianyuan clan's clan leader asked impatiently. He was already tolerating Yang Wu, but the other party didn't seem to be very tactful. Give us half of the mines in the world of battles and promise to stop fighting before the end of the Thousand Saints Conference. I will take back the reward, Yang Wu said firmly. He didn't wait for the Xianyuan clan's clan leader to respond. He immediately said, The Xing clan has been robbing the mines in the Yang clan's territory for many years. Now, you just want to take back the territory that belongs to the Yang clan. This request isn't too much, right? His words blocked the Xianyuan clan's clan leader's words. Indeed, the Yang clan had been bullied badly by the Xing clan. Many mines in the world of battles have been taken away, causing the Yang clan to lose face and their income to drop sharply. This was also the reason why the Yang clan was slowly declining. The Xinyuan clan's clan leader was silent for a while. The atmosphere immediately became tense. Gong Salon and Yang Taihe were sweating for Yang Wu. What if the other party was unhappy and turned hostile? Okay, I promise you this. I will definitely make the Xing clan spit out those mines. Then, you will take back the reward and stop fighting temporarily. The Xinyuan clan's clan leader agreed to Yang Wu's proposal. The people of the Xinyuan clan were flabbergasted. They didn't understand when their clan leader was so easy to talk to. Father is deeply righteous. Xinyuan Wu flattered at the right time. Thank you, clan leader Xinyuan. Yang Wu cupped his hands in response. It is the Yang clan's fortune to have such a young and promising clan leader like you. The Xinyuan clan's clan leader sighed in response. He glanced at Xinyuan Wu and said, "If there's nothing else, go back to the clan early. Don't cause any trouble." After saying that, his figure gradually faded and finally disappeared without a trace. After the Xinyuan clan's clan leader disappeared, Xinyuan Wu patted her chest and said with lingering fear, "This princess was scared to death." This divine decree was actually issued by Father himself. Yang Wu looked at Xinyuan Wu and said, "You didn't know beforehand?" "Of course I didn't know. Otherwise, I wouldn't have come." Xinyuan Wu gave Yang Wu a flirtatious look and said. Yang Wu also let out a long sigh of relief and said, "I'm talking to clan leader Xinyuan like this. The pressure is not ordinary." "Ugh, I thought you weren't afraid of my father." "Hee, I have to continue acting even if I want to. After all, I'm also the clan leader. No one is higher than the other." "You're good." As expected of little Wu. "Hey, are you praising or criticizing me?" "Neither. Why aren't you inviting me to take a look around your clan?" Xinyuan Wu's character was really good. As the #1 beauty of the war clan world, she had won the affection of the majority of men. Unfortunately, there were very few who dared to approach her. She was the woman who obtained the #1 position on the Heavenly Phoenix list during the Battle of Dragons and Phoenixes. Anyone who stayed by her side would feel ashamed of their inferiority. There were very few men who were worthy of her. Only a man like Yang Wu had the qualifications to sit on the same level as her and chat happily with her. Now, Xinyuan Wu's cultivation had reached the 7th level of the Star Rune realm. The speed of her improvement was truly terrifying. With her enhanced combat strength, even a pinnacle saint might not be a match for her. Yang Wu wanted to treat her grandly, but she directly rejected him. "There's no need for this between us. I'm just here to take a look at your Yang clan. What kind of place can make my aunt unable to forget?" Xinyuan Wu replied. "Your aunt?" Yang Wu asked with a puzzled expression. You don't know, right? I thought you, the clan leader, knew everything." Xinyuan Wu smiled mischievously. Yang Wu smiled bitterly and said, "The clan leader isn't a know-it-all. You think you know everything? Then you want to hear my aunt's story?" Xinyuan Wu placed her hands behind her back and asked while twirling around like a butterfly. "I'll listen if you tell me." "It doesn't matter if you don't tell me," Yang Wu replied with a smile. Not only was Xinyuan Wu good-looking, but her voice was also especially sweet. Every glance and movement was so beautiful and moving. She and Yu were known as the twin fairies. Both of them had their own merits and could make people fall in love at first sight. Yang Wu had spent some time with Xinyuan Wu in the God of War pagoda. Furthermore, she had saved his life before. He felt that she was a close friend. "Don't you have any curiosity? It has a lot to do with your Yang clan. I heard that my father even issued an order to target your Yang clan." "So what? It's all in the past. Don't tell me your Xinyuan clan wants to bring up old scores?" "We won't go so far as to bring up old scores. However, if we don't remove this thorn, the relationship between our clans won't be restored. It might not be a good thing for your Yang clan. Therefore, I hope you can remove this thorn. Consider it as fulfilling my aunt's wish. At the same time, it will also resolve our Xinyuan clan's prejudice against your Yang clan." "All right, you can tell me your aunt's story." The story was very melodramatic. Xinyuan Wu's aunt fell in love with a man from the Yang clan, Yang Baiqiang, who was also Yang Wu's ancestor. However, at that time, Xinyuan Huo's aunt was already engaged, and Yang Baiqiang was also a man with a family. It was basically impossible for the two of them to be together. However, the two of them insisted on being together and ruined Xinyuan Huo's aunt's marriage. Because of this, Yang Baiqiang suffered the Xinyuan clan's revenge. The two of them were forcefully separated, and Yang Baiqiang was severely injured and killed. This led to the fall of the Yang clan's newly risen peerless genius in the past 1,000 years. Furthermore, the Xinyuan clan declared that they wouldn't let the Yang clan off easily. As a result, the Xing clan's attacks on the Yang clan intensified, causing the Yang clan to further decline. How do I remove this thorn? Chapter 1457. Yang Baiqiang was the most outstanding heaven's pride of the Yang clan in the past 1,000 years. He was on par with Yang Taihe, perhaps even better. Unfortunately, he died young. This had always been the Yang clan's pain. However, the Xinyuan clan couldn't be blamed for this. It was Yang Baiqiang's own fault. The Yang clan couldn't contend against Xinyuan and could only watch as he was forced to his death. After Yang Baiqiang's death, the Yang clan suffered retaliation from many sides, causing their rapid decline. Now that the Yang clan had risen again, no one dared to talk about dealing with the Xinyuan clan. Yang Wu couldn't help but ponder after hearing Xinyuan Huo's words. He only knew a little about Yang Baiqiang and did not have a complete understanding of him. He would not make a rash decision after listening to Xinyuan Huo's words. Maya was punished by being imprisoned for 1,000 years. If you can save her, you should be able to pull out the thorn. Xinyuan Huo blinked her big eyes at Yang Wu. Even Yang Wu didn't dare to look straight at those eyes that could release electricity. She's your aunt. Why was she imprisoned? Yang Wu didn't understand. Because our Xinyuan clan had to appease the Xing clan's resentment. This matter is related to the Xing clan? Yes. My aunt was betrothed to the Xing clan's most outstanding heaven's pride. He's a heaven's pride that has already awakened his ancestral bloodline. He might even surpass the Jade Moon realm in the future. The Xing clan has such a character? Don't underestimate any battle clan. Who knows when a monster will appear? This is why our Xinyuan clan has always been cautious. Then where is your aunt imprisoned? Why do you need me to save her? My aunt is imprisoned in the War Tomb. What? The Battle Clan World's Forbidden Area? Battle Tomb? Yes, that's the place. The War Tomb was a forbidden area of the War Clan realm. Countless heroic spirits of the War Clan were buried there. It was the first battlefield of the war between the War Clan realm and the demon race in ancient times. It was filled with negative emotions such as killing intent, hostility, brutality, bloodthirstiness, and so on. Any living being that fell into it would have a 90% chance of survival. In the past, the Xinyuan clan had reached a compromise with the Xing clan and had no choice but to imprison Xinyuan Huo's aunt in the War Tomb. Now, more than 800 years had passed. There was still some time before the 1,000-year deadline. The Xing clan's anger had already dissipated. Now that he had brought Xinyuan Huo's aunt out, he believed that no one would dare to say no. However, the Xinyuan clan always kept their promises. Naturally, they wouldn't do such a thing. After Xinyuan Huo heard about her aunt, she had always wanted to rescue her aunt. That was why she came to find Yang Wu. In any case, the Xing and Yang clans were already at odds with one another. If Yang Wu rescued her aunt, he would be able to gain the forgiveness of the Xinyuan clan, and he wouldn't have to worry about offending the Xing clan. This was Xinyuan Huo's plan. Yang Wu didn't agree rashly. Instead, he summoned Yang Mami and asked her to accompany Xinyuan Huo. He went to discuss this matter with Gong Xilan. Gong Xilan would be clearer than him about what happened 800 years ago. After arriving at the backyard, Yang Wu told Gong Xilan about what Xinyuan Huo had said. Gong Xilan sighed sadly. My poor child. He was as outstanding as you, but he was forced into a corner. Even I couldn't save him. She then continued. What that child said is basically the truth, but there are still some things that are hidden. The reason why the Xinyuan family compromised with the Xing family was not because they were afraid of the Xing family, but because the Xinyuan family was originally divided into two factions that were fighting for power. Her aunt was only implicated, and so was our Yang family. Then if I rescue her aunt, won't I offend some people from the Xinyuan clan? Yang Wu immediately thought of the main point. That's right, Gong Xilan affirmed. She paused for a moment before continuing. However, we still have to save her if we can. I've seen that child before. She's worthy of being in the top 100. She's also very infatuated with the top 100. It's a pity that the top 100 already has a family. Otherwise, they might be together. Can't they be together after having a family? The women of the Xinyuan clan are different. They want to be the first wife. All right, then I'll go to the battle tomb. Don't be impulsive. The battle tomb is extremely terrifying. I don't want you to lose your life. I'll go save her myself. If it wasn't for her pleading, our Yang clan would have been finished. She was the one who willingly went to the battle tomb to be punished. Otherwise, how could the Xing clan allow the dignified little sister of the clan leader to enter the battle tomb? Great-grandmother, you should stay in a clan. I'll go to the battle tomb. No, that place is filled with danger. Otherwise, it wouldn't be called a forbidden area. I'm stronger than you. Even if I don't find her, I can still escape unscathed. You're the pillar of the Yang clan. Without you, we can't do anything. Gong Xilan had already made up her mind. She wouldn't allow Yang Wu to object. Yang Wu had no choice but to bring up Yu Huaijin. Only then did Gong Xilan relax. For an overlord like Yu Huaijin to enter the battle tomb might not be too dangerous. But where was Yu Huaijin? After Yang Wu returned to his residence, he began to summon her back. His divine court's small soul bell was shaking slightly. Yu Huaijin's soul couldn't stand the shaking of the soul bell. She let out a miserable cry. Young master, don't activate the soul bell. I'll die. You know you'll die. Why haven't you scrammed back to the clan yet? Yang Wu said sternly. This wasn't the first time he'd called her back. Yu Huaijin had always responded that she would be back soon. However, she kept delaying until now and hadn't appeared. He was already angry. I'll go back. Yu Huaijin could really feel Yang Wu's anger. She hurriedly responded. 3 days. I'll only give you 3 days. If you don't come back, you'll have to bear the consequences. Yang Wu gave her an ultimatum. Yu Huaijin didn't have a choice. She hurriedly agreed. In the distant Death Mountain range, a beautiful figure swept out from hidden place. Behind her, there were several heaven-piercing figures chasing after her, which don't even think about escaping. The heaven-piercing behind her roared. Trespassing into my palace's secret realm means certain death. Another heaven-piercing said. One after another, heaven-defying techniques blasted towards the beautiful figure. The earth-shattering might was incomparably shocking. The beautiful figure's speed was astonishing. She rushed into the 9 heavens and continuously changed her silhouette, dodging the pursuit of these heaven-piercing powerhouses. After she escaped far away, she gently stroked her towering chest and said, Despicable fellow. I almost figured out all the secrets of King of Hell's Palace. He actually urged me to go back at this time. This woman was none other than Yu Huaijin. Several years ago, she was ordered to save the Rose of Death. Since she didn't manage to save them, she simply stayed in this place and searched for the secrets of this place. She could sense that this place was incomparably mysterious. After several years of investigation, she had indeed discovered something. However, she hadn't truly uncovered all the mysteries. This was also the reason why she hadn't returned yet. She had just been discovered because Yang Wu had used the little soul bell and was affected. That was why her whereabouts were exposed. Her innate concealment talent could be said to be absolute. It wasn't easy for creatures in the transcendent realm to discover her existence. In less than 3 days, Yu Huaijin once again returned to the Yang clan. Greetings, young master. After seeing Yang Wu, Yu Huaijin performed a curtsy. Her sweet voice directly tugged at the bottom of one's heart. She was beautiful and had an outstanding temperament. She wore sexy clothes that faintly revealed parts of her body that would cause one's blood to boil. When ordinary men saw her, they wouldn't be able to resist flying into a flame like moths to a flame. This was a true seductress. If she were to be compared to Xinyuan Huowu, she would cause men to have a desire to conquer her. She also gave people a strong sense of oppression that made others not dare to easily approach her. On the other hand, Xinyuan Ho Wu gave people a feeling that they didn't dare to blaspheme. They were two completely different types of charm. Where's the person I asked you to save? Yang Wu stared at Yu Huaijin and asked. Replying, young master, I didn't save anyone. They only set up a trap for young master to walk right into. Yu Huaijin replied. Then why haven't you returned for so long? Do you think this young master is already dead? Yang Wu shouted loudly. Young master, please calm down. I've been coming back for a few years. Otherwise, who knows how many experts would secretly make a move against the Yang family. If it wasn't because you still have some sense of propriety, I would have let you die right now. Many thanks for young master's mercy. Speak, what have you been doing all this time? Yu Huaijin sensed that Yang Wu's might was getting stronger and stronger. She thought inwardly, young master's might is so strong after not seeing him for so many years. As expected of a disciple favored by immortal, venerable Shinno. She didn't hide anything and told Yang Wu everything she found out. Yang Wu captured an important piece of information. The Death Mountain Range might have a void formation that connected to another world. As for which world it led to, Yu Huaijin wasn't sure. However, the people of King of Hell's Palace said that it was the path to hell. In addition, King of Hell's Palace had a close relationship with the corpse race. There should be an agreement between the two. King of Hell's Palace would provide the corpse race with a large number of corpses, and the corpse race would provide King of Hell's Palace with a lot of death items. King of Hell's Palace would slaughter any living being. They had slaughterhouses everywhere. It was very cruel, and those places were places to train their disciples. According to her understanding, there weren't many people in King of Hell's Palace. However, every one of them was an expert. Moreover, every expert controlled many evil people. This was the reason why King of Hell's Palace was so strong. There was a secret that Yu Huaijin wanted to investigate. It was related to the secret of death. King of Hell's Palace basically cultivated the Tao of death. However, every time they killed someone, that person would be able to revive again. This was what surprised her the most. Was this a method to revive after death? After hearing this, Yang Wu was incomparably moved. He couldn't help but think of the evil child king who chased after him. It was this method that allowed him to revive after being killed by him. Every power has their secrets. Don't investigate any further. Otherwise, you will be killed. Yang Wu reminded. Although Yu Huaijin was strong, King of Hell's Palace was definitely not to be trifled with. He was afraid of implicating the Yang family. Yes, I won't do it again, Yu Huaijin said honestly. Then she asked, Young master called me back in such a hurry. Did you miss me? Chapter 1458. Yu Huaijin was a stunner, especially that coquettish voice and that pair of slender and smooth legs. She was constantly emitting a charm. Yang Wu's blood was boiling. He pulled Yu Huaijin over and kissed her on the lips. Yu Huaijin never thought that Yang Wu would really make a move. No, it was a move of the mouth. Furthermore, the pressure that was transmitted to her was extremely strong, causing her to momentarily forget to escape. Her cherry mouth was blocked by Yang Wu's thick lips. A heavy aura directly entered Yu Huaijin's heart, leaving her at a loss. Although she was a creature from 10,000 years ago, she had been in a state of suspended animation ever since she was suppressed by the Inheritance Tower. 10,000 years could be completely ignored. Her actual age was already several hundred years old, but she was still one of the most outstanding heaven's prides in the god realm. She was a goddess and had never been profaned by any creature. But now, Yang Wu had actually succeeded. When Yang Wu's palm touched her towering place, she finally reacted and broke free from Yang Wu's embrace. Her charming face was completely angry and angry. Her entire face was flushed red, and her appearance was extremely beautiful. Yang Wu gently stroked his lips and smiled. This is your request. Don't blame this young master. Yu Huaijin quickly restrained her emotions and smiled. I'm already young master's woman. As long as you're willing to return my origin soul, I'll let you do whatever you want. She was so mesmerizing that she didn't even have to pay for it with her life. She even released her innate talent of seduction, directly attacking one's heart and controlling it. Put away your tricks and properly fulfill your promise. Yang Wu ignored her charm and said indifferently. He paused for a moment and cut to the chase. I want you to accompany me to the war tomb. Yang Wu didn't allow Yu Huai Jin to refuse. He brought her to find Xianyuan Huwu and directly went to the war tomb. Who knew that Yang Taihe would also come along? Little ancestor, are you still worried about me? Yang Wu asked Yang Taihe. Yang Taihe shook his head and said, I've been wanting to enter the war tomb for a long time. Now is the best time. Training in the war tomb? Yang Wu asked in surprise. Although the war tomb is a forbidden area, it is also divided into different levels. After reaching the Jade Moon realm, it is much safer to enter. Even if you can't enter the depths, it won't be hard to come out alive. But you two brats are too daring, Yang Taihe said as he looked at Yang Wu and Xianyuan Huwu. Haha, don't look down on others, Xianyuan Huwu said with a smile. Well, anyway, there's nothing wrong with being careful. When Yang Wu saw that Yang Taihe was determined to follow, he did not ask him to return. One more person meant one more chance of success. On the way, Yang Wu asked Xianyuan Huwu if she had any way to find her aunt's location. If she had already fallen inside, wouldn't this trip be in vain? Xianyuan Huwu vowed that her aunt wasn't dead and that she had the means to find her aunt's location. Otherwise, she wouldn't have come. After hearing Xianyuan Huwu's affirmation, he was relieved. She wouldn't trick them, right? Their speed was incomparably fast, and no one dared to stop them. At the piercing realm, who would dare to provoke them if it wasn't a life and death feud? Even the piercing realms of the Xing clan and King of Hell's Palace would have to think twice. The war tomb was not far from War God City. The two could be considered neighbors in the middle of a barren land. This place was incomparably dangerous, and there were even divine realm existences. Even reaching the war tomb was not easy, let alone entering it. When Yang Wu's group arrived at the barren land, they felt that the demonic energy here was denser than in other places. They were already very close to the war world. The war tomb was a place in the war world from ancient times. Countless heroic spirits of the war race were buried here. Their goal was the war tomb. The fierce beasts here couldn't even touch their butts, so they easily arrived in front of the war tomb. This was a land of ruins. A large area was sunk and sealed by a supreme seal, turning it into a unique war tomb. The 8 war races would hold a spirit sacrifice ceremony here every 100 years. They would use the blood of the devil race to comfort the spirits of their ancestors in the heavens. Since it was not the time for the ceremony, this place was incomparably quiet. There was an ancient altar outside the war tomb seal. Entering the war tomb was very simple. One only needed to go to the altar and place a saint stone in the altar's formation to activate it. The Tomb of War was known as a forbidden area. At the same time, it was also a training ground for the 8 great war clans. Occasionally, there would be those who were brave enough to enter. Unfortunately, not many of those who entered were able to come out alive. Because of this, it was known as a forbidden area. No one was afraid of entering. Xianyuan Huwu's aunt, Xianyuan Yujun, was the #1 beauty 1,000 years ago. Her talents were not much worse than Xianyuan Huwu's. In the end, she ended up like this. Many young geniuses of the war race were saddened by her. There were also many young geniuses who entered the war tomb for her. In the end, none of them came out alive. Only then did these hot-blooded youths gradually dispel their thoughts. On this day, the arrival of Yang Wu's group broke the silence. Before they entered, the old woman who had been following Xianyuan Huwu said, "Your Highness, you must think carefully. Granny, don't worry. I know what I'm doing. Moreover, with you by my side, nothing will happen to me." Xianyuan Huwu replied with a smile. "All right," the old woman replied simply. "Then let's go in," Yang Wu said. With a flip of his hand, he took out a large number of saint stones and sent them to the altar's formation eye. Whoosh whoosh. After the altar received the power of the saint stones, a spatial gate opened. Through the spatial gate, one could faintly see the sounds of killing inside. Kill, kill, kill. A surge of killing intent filled the war tomb. Blade light and sword shadows swept out in all directions. It was impossible to tell who was the enemy and who was the ally. Those figures who were fighting wore simple and plain clothes. They were the ancestors of the ancient war clan. Their equipment was simple, but the battle chi they released was incomparably pure and powerful. One after another, the devil race creatures were killed by them. Yang Wu's group was shocked by this scene. This was a real battle, a real war. It was incomparably fierce and cruel. Seeing this scene, Yu Huijin thought in her heart, these are the ancestors of the war clan. They were the existences who led the human race step by step from the weakest race to the ranks of the strong. The war clan's fame spread far and wide in the divine world. Many races wanted to know their secrets, but no one was able to trace their origins. She was actually lucky enough to see the tip of the iceberg here. She was very excited. Go in, Yang Taiha shouted. The group quickly rushed into the war tomb. After they were sent in, they arrived in front of another formation eye. This was also the way out. If they wanted to leave the war tomb, they would have to come back here again and provide the saint stones. After they entered, they immediately found all kinds of negative emotions rushing towards them. Yang Wu shouted first, "Take the evil-suppressing soul cleansing pill." Before coming to the war tomb, Yang Wu had already made preparations. The evil-suppressing soul cleansing pill could allow people to remain clear-headed and not be disturbed by negative emotions. The group didn't hesitate and took the evil-suppressing soul cleansing pill, pushing away the formless negative emotions. These negative emotions were the formless energy that grew here. It wasn't something that could be isolated by Xian Qi. On the contrary, if one absorbed the energy here, these negative emotions would be accompanied by devil qi. This was the energy left behind by the slaughtered devil race. This desolate place was filled with broken divine weapons. There were also half-exposed skeletons. Countless heroic spirits were buried in this gray ground. Gusts of chilly wind blew past. Evil spirits were coming towards them. These evil spirits were hidden in the wind and were difficult to detect. They only discovered their existence when they came into contact with their defensive power. The most terrifying thing here is the negative emotions. We can't stay here for too long. If we stay here for too long, we'll go crazy and have all kinds of hallucinations. In the end, we'll kill each other. Yang Taiha reminded. That's right. It's best to keep your soul clear at all times. Don't be disturbed. Xianyuan Hou replied. Don't talk nonsense. Hurry up and sense where your aunt is. Yang Wu urged. For some reason, after Yang Wu entered this place, he had a creepy feeling. He felt that this place contained a great terror. It wasn't as simple as a few heroic spirits. Xianyuan Hou dripped a drop of blood essence onto an ornament and poured her energy into it. The ornament released an astonishing power and turned into a firebird that flew in a certain direction. Over there, Xianyuan Hou said excitedly. However, before she could chase after it, a sudden gust of wind blew over and instantly wiped away the power of the ornament. The ornament fell to the ground and dimmed. It's the Een demon wind. Quickly dodge. The old woman from the Xianyuan clan cried out in alarm. She wrapped around Xianyuan Hou and hid to the side. She didn't care about Yang Wu, Yang Taiha, and the others. She only had Xianyuan Hou in her eyes. Yang Wu, Yang Taiha, and Yu Huijin's reactions were not slow as they dodged the incoming Een demon wind. This terrifying Een demon wind was the terrifying power left behind by the Een demon clan. Saint realm creatures would die if they were swept by it. Even God realm creatures wouldn't dare to touch it. Otherwise, the wind would penetrate their Xian Qi and seep into their bodies. It would corrode their nerves and cause nerve-twitching pain. There's a lot of Een demon wind here. They're sweeping over. Yang Taiha looked in a certain direction and cried out in alarm. Let's go. The old woman shouted and prepared to leave with Xianyuan Hou. Xianyuan Hou shouted, Granny, if you dare to keep them here, I'll hate you to death. Her words were effective. The old woman hesitated. The Een demon wind isn't easy to deal with. The old woman replied. In the next moment, Yu Huijin attacked. What's this little bit of wind? She faintly said. Her hands formed the shape of a lotus, and a moon lotus-like power swept out. It instantly turned into a majestic power and dispersed the demon wind. Chapter 1459. Yu Huaijin's strength was astonishing, much stronger than the old woman. The old woman had never paid attention to Yu Huaijin's strength. She thought that even if such a delicate foreign race member had heavenly battle strength, she wouldn't be stronger than her. However, when she made a move, she realized that she had underestimated her strength. She was just afraid that the Yang clan would implicate them, but now she realized that she had been too arrogant. The demon wind is a bit scary, but it's also a power to temper the nerves. As long as you can endure it, there will be some benefits. Yang Taiha said, and actually took the initiative to walk towards the demon wind. Little ancestor, don't be impulsive. Yang Wu called out. Haha, don't worry. This bit of demon wind can't hurt me. Yang Taiha laughed and took the initiative to absorb the demon wind. When the demon wind entered his body, he said without a change in expression, "This bit of pain is nothing." In the next moment, even more demon wind was absorbed by him, continuously seeping into his nerves. It was as if there were tens of thousands of poisonous insects corroding his nerves. That kind of pain was unbearable. Yang Taiha had been trapped in the space of grave, split city for thousands of years. He didn't die even after being burned by the fire. His endurance was astonishing. Moreover, he had a half-dragon body. After taking the Dragon Phoenix pill, he even obtained the Dragon Phoenix body. He could ignore the demon wind's damage. Little ancestor, you can temper your nerves, but don't absorb this power. Yang Wu reminded. I know what to do. Let's go. Yang Taiha replied. Madman. The old woman cursed in a low voice. Others would avoid the demon wind, but Yang Taiha actually absorbed it into his body. It was indeed the work of a madman. Xin Yuan Huwu said in admiration, Amazing, amazing. Let's see how we can continue to find people. Being trapped in this place for hundreds of years is not good. Yang Wu said, The hair ornament is my aunt's. It's been corroded, so we can only rely on our senses. Xin Yuan Huwu said gloomily, You don't have anything else? No, I only have this one. All right, then let's see how lucky we are. Yang Wu was speechless, but since he was already here, he didn't want to go back like this. Moreover, this place was indeed very special. Only Yang Taiha could ignore its corrosion. Yang Wu and Xin Yuan Huwu couldn't do anything about it. They tried to absorb a little of the demon wind, but it immediately caused them unbearable pain. Only then did they understand how abnormal Yang Taiha's endurance was. When they passed by the devil wind, a large number of devil souls appeared and surrounded them. However, before they could injure them, the heroic spirits of the war race appeared and fought against them. Beasts of the demon race, how dare you invade the territory of the human race? You bastards will die a horrible death for eating the living beings of my human race. Kill all these demons and drive them out of the human world. The heroic spirits of the war race fought against the devil race. The scene of the past appeared once again. When Yang Wu and the others saw this, they couldn't help but feel their blood boil. Kill all these demons. Yang Taiha roared. Xin Yuan Huwu also shouted, These man-eating bastards should all die. Yang Taiha, Xin Yuan Huwu, the old woman, and Yu Huaijin all attacked. They erupted with all their strength and fought against the demons. Yang Wu's battle blood was boiling, but he didn't attack. His immortal root had awakened, and both his body and soul had immortal energy. The power of this place couldn't affect him, and he could still restrain it. He shouted, Little ancestor, Your Highness, control your emotions. They had already taken the pills, but they were still affected by the emotions here. It was enough to show that this place was indeed very strange. Yang Taiha, Xin Yuan Huwu, and the others didn't seem to hear him. They were still attacking quickly. What they hit were only after images, and there were no living beings here. If this continued, they might kill each other. Wake up! Yang Wu first shook the little soul bell, waking Yu Huaijin up. Then, he used all his strength to spit out a dragon's voice, and it fell into the others' ears, causing them to regain their clarity. Yu Huaijin woke up, and the others also regained a trace of clarity after hearing Yang Wu's shout. They quickly refined the power of the pills and drove away those emotions. The power here can affect your emotions. Don't be disturbed. Yang Wu shouted again. That was close. Yang Teha, Xinyuan Huowu, and the old woman said by luck. If it wasn't for Yang Wu's ability to ignore the influence of these powers, they would have been buried here. I suggest that everyone use whatever means of defense you have. Don't hide it, Yang Wu reminded. The others nodded silently, and each took out some defensive items to avoid being affected again. Their group continued on their journey, and not long after, they encountered the trouble of death energy. The dense death energy could even take away the vitality of Saint. They were able to resist the power of the death aura, but some of the undead came to life and attacked them. These were corpse transformations. These corpse transformations weren't true corpses, but the remnant negative willpower after death. That stubborn killing intent was still there, and they would attack anyone who approached them. These corpse transformations were very powerful, not inferior to saints. Dozens or hundreds of them surged forward. Even a peak saint wouldn't have an easy time. This was the danger of the Tomb of War. These dangers weren't difficult for the group in front of them. The difficult part was how to find the person they were looking for. In this environment, it was easier said than done for a saint to live for a few hundred years. Yang Wu used the revered 9 mysteries arts to absorb all the death energy. A portion of this energy was purified and entered his dantian, but even more fell into the Tao flower of the divine court, becoming a part of the Tao of life and death. Everyone was no longer surprised by Yang Wu's ability. Soon after, they encountered some terrifying illusions. Large waves of beings charged at them, wanting to tear them apart. They were prepared and saw through the illusions. However, they still felt a lingering fear. The illusions were too realistic, and they felt as if they were being cut into 8 pieces. It was extremely uncomfortable. Even connecting heaven realm experts felt strained. One could see how terrifying this place was. We've already gone quite far, but I still haven't sensed any life force. We can't go on like this, Yang Wu said to Xinyuan Huowu. Xinyuan Huowu also revealed an anxious expression. She's definitely not dead. She must be in some corner. Can we go in and take a look? I'll go in with you. Wu, you go out, Yang Tai said with certainty. No, I'll go with you. We can't give up halfway, Yang Wu said with certainty. He then added, let's go a bit more. If we don't find anything, we'll leave immediately. Xinyuan Huowu nodded and said, okay. This place was too dangerous. The slightest carelessness could cost them their lives. They couldn't go on forever. Yang Wu also didn't have such an obligation. She could also understand. We can't go on like this. The negative emotions inside can already affect us. Moreover, I feel that there's great danger inside. If you don't determine the direction, we'll all die. Yu Huijin said with incomparable certainty. Xinyuan Huowu hesitated for a moment and said, okay, I'll try again. Princess, you can't act recklessly. The old woman said nervously. Granny, it's fine. I'll only use it once. Otherwise, I won't be able to find Aunt. Xinyuan Huowu glanced at the old woman and said, but to your body, the old woman said worriedly. Xinyuan Huowu ignored her. She pressed 2 fingers on her forehead and forced out a drop of heart blood. Heart blood was the most precious, but also the least. It had a great impact on a living being's lifespan. Xinyuan Huowu didn't just force out 1 drop of heart blood. Instead, she forced out a total of 9 drops of heart blood. Her complexion began to pale. The old woman couldn't persuade her. No one could stop her from doing what she insisted on doing. Yang Wu felt a bit of heartache as he watched. He could feel that Xinyuan Huowu really wanted to find her aunt. Condense. Xinyuan Huowu continuously formed hand seals. The 9 drops of heart blood fused with the dull hair ornament. A shadow appeared. It was Xinyuan Huowu's will clone. Go! Xinyuan Huowu shouted. The will clone flew in a certain direction. Her heart blood and hair ornament had fused into one. It could block some corrosive power. Moreover, the old woman was protecting it with heavenly methods. She wouldn't allow anything to happen to it. It kept going deeper and deeper. The more dangerous it was, the more bizarre things kept happening. There were negative emotions, corpse transformations, corpse aura, heroic spirits, and so on. Moreover, these threats are getting stronger and stronger. All of a sudden, an arrow shot towards their direction. The power of this arrow was too fast. The old woman protecting Xianyuan Huowu was caught off guard and was hit by the arrow. Puff! This arrow wasn't an illusion. It was real. The power of the arrow pierced through the old woman's shoulder. Blood splashed out. Swoosh! Swoosh! Suddenly, an earth-shattering amount of arrow light shot out. Yang Taiha cried out, "It's the Empress's arrow intent. Everyone retreat." The arrow intent was too tyrannical. When Yang Taiha's voice fell, it was already above their heads. If they couldn't dodge or block it, they would be shot into rotten persimmons. Yu Huaijin quickly acted. A full moon condensed and blocked in front of everyone. However, the power of the arrow was too fierce. It still shattered Yu Huaijin's power. Not good. The power is too terrifying. Retreat, Yu Huaijin said with a grave expression. Yu Huaijin was already the strongest among them. If she couldn't block it, how could the others? TSK, TSK. Since you've come, don't leave. Stay and accompany me. An ethereal voice filled with hostility rang out. Chapter 1460. The War Tomb was a graveyard. Rotten corpses could be seen everywhere. Countless remnant souls and chilly winds roared here. It was a land of death. The sudden appearance of a voice was quite frightening. Countless arrows shot down like rain. Even Yu Huaijin found it difficult to resist. It could be seen how terrifying the power was. In addition to the arrow power, there was also a terrifying blade power. The domineering power carried a different kind of power, as if it wanted to destroy everything. It made people feel despair. The old woman of the Xianyuan clan shouted, "Princess, step back." In the next moment, a majestic power was released from the old woman's body. She swung a walking stick forward, blocking the power of the blade. Xianyuan Huowu exclaimed, "Qin clan's raging god's murderous aura." Only the Qin clan's murderous aura could create such a terrifying, oppressive feeling. Bang! After the power collided, the power flew everywhere. The old woman was forced to step back by the terrifying power. A terrifying blade mark appeared on the ground. The dense murderous aura was chilling. On the other side, Yu Huaijin released a powerful force, shattering all the arrows that were flying towards him. Where did this monster come from? Come out! Yu Huaijin's battle strength was astonishing. He shot out a stream of light, breaking through layers of energy barriers and attacking the creature in the dark. Whoosh! An arrow power pierced through the air, aiming at Yu Huaijin's forehead. Yu Huaijin's eyes focused. He put two fingers together and pointed out a shocking finger, stopping the arrow. The arrow seemed to have a life of its own. It changed direction and shot toward Yang Taiha. "I need your blood to wash my sharp arrowhead," the arrow said. On the other side, a blade that pierced through the air also said, "Bloodthirsty blade, kill." The arrow and blade were like living people with emotions. It was really frightening. Artifact spirits, they're also affected by emotions, Yang Wu shouted in shock. Could it be the Empress's sun shooting arrow feather and the Qin clan's raging god blade? Xianyuan Huowu had some understanding of the major battle clans. She instantly determined the origin of the two weapons. At this moment, the arrow had already pierced through Yang Taiha's body. There was no way for him to dodge it. Yang Taiha clutched his chest and fell down. "Little ancestor," Yang Wu shouted anxiously. He rushed over to help Yang Taiha. Yu Huaijin chased after the arrow and wanted to suppress it. He thought to himself, is this a true, godly weapon? So powerful. She had the battle prowess of an overlord-level being and feared no one within the divine level. However, this arrow made her feel a little helpless. "Haha, do you think it's that easy to catch me? All of you will become dead souls under my arrows," Jinyu said once more. It flew through the sky and burrowed into the ground at an astonishing speed. Even Yu Huaijin had no way of locking it down, and it continued to shoot at her. This fellow was also very smart. It wanted to kill Yang Wu and Yang Taiha many times. Yang Taihe didn't die after being hit by an arrow. Yang Wu poured the inferior immortal liquid's energy on his wound, but the effect wasn't very obvious. This energy had a terrifying corrosive power. Many negative emotions rushed into Yang Taihe's divine court, wanting to enslave him. Don't even think about controlling me. Get lost. Yang Taihe's willpower was incomparably strong. He kept roaring, and the energy in his divine court resisted the arrow's willpower. This willpower could enslave mid-level divine ascension experts and above, but Yang Taihe forcibly blocked it. At the same time, his willpower continued to condense, and his soul underwent another transformation. A true dragon, a black tortoise, began to appear on his body. It roared crazily, driving away the willpower and the demon wind's corrosive power. Yang Wu felt Yang Taihe's shocking willpower and exclaimed inwardly, "Little ancestor's willpower is so strong. Even a high-level divine soul's power can't compare." Yang Taihe hadn't spent thousands of years in Grave Splitter City for nothing. Now was the time for him to accumulate strength. The soul condensed in his divine court contained the will of a true dragon and a black tortoise. These two kinds of martial wills would be the support for Yang Taihe to become even stronger. On the other side, the old woman was continuously slashed by the furious god saber. She was in a sorry state. She was at the 5th level of the Jade Moon realm, but she couldn't do anything to a saber. It was too embarrassing. Xinyuan Houwu took action. She took out the Phoenix Godly Sword. The Phoenix Godly Sword also had a sword spirit, which could help the old woman block the Furious God Saber. The Furious God Saber's attacks were very fierce. The Phoenix Godly Sword wasn't a match for it. It was sent flying again and again, and it even let out an incomparably proud voice. "If God blocks, I will kill God. If devil blocks, I will kill devil." The Furious God Saber's killing intent was very strong. It really wasn't something that anyone could block. The old woman used a series of methods to exhaust the saber spirit's power. However, the saber spirit seemed to have endless power in this place. She couldn't suppress it. If she could suppress it, she would be able to bring it out. This was a top-notch divine weapon, and she was extremely fond of it. Even if she couldn't use it, she would be able to offer it to the clan and receive a generous reward. PFFF. The old woman's thoughts were very beautiful. However, the reality was very cruel. The saber cut open her abdomen and blood flowed out rapidly. She was in great pain. A terrifying killing intent rushed towards her, causing her to lose focus for a short moment. The Furious God's saber slashed towards her forehead. "Get lost!" Fortunately, Xinyuan Houwu came to her rescue in time. A fire phoenix with torrential flames knocked the Furious God Saber's power aside. The Furious God Saber's power still cut off one of the old woman's ears, causing her to scream in pain. "What delicious blood! I want more." After the Furious God Saber spoke, it actually didn't slash towards the old woman. Instead, it slashed towards Xinyuan Houwu. "Go!" Xinyuan Houwu couldn't block the Furious God Saber. She once again threw out the Phoenix Godly Sword to block the Furious God Saber. The Phoenix was cut in half by the saber light. The Phoenix Godly Sword fell from the sky. Just as the Furious God Saber was about to cut Xinyuan Houwu, another divine sword flew over. A black tortoise crashed down from the sky. The Big Dipper Sword. This was the divine sword that Yang Wu obtained from Wudong. It was rumored that it was one of the great Emperor Zhenwu's swords in his early years. Clang, clang, clang. The two divine weapons collided, causing a series of sparks to fly in all directions. "Another piece of trash. Break for me." The saber spirit shouted arrogantly. The black tortoise roared, "Who do you think you are? I am the great Emperor's chief warrior. The one who will break will be you." The sword spirit of the Big Dipper Sword was quite ferocious. This was the first time that Yang Wu saw the Furious God Saber being suppressed by it. However, the Furious God Saber was incomparably cunning. After realizing that it wasn't a match for the Big Dipper Sword, it slashed towards Yang Wu. "After killing your master, you can be as free and unfettered as I am." The saber spirit turned into a rainbow and pierced towards Yang Wu's heart. It seems that you have forgotten that you are nothing more than a weapon. How dare you kill your master? What a joke. Suppress them all. Yang Wu shouted and took out his medicine refining cauldron. Then he pleaded, please help me keep them. It's no big deal. The weapon spirit's voice sounded. The medicine cauldron enlarged and enveloped the furious god saber. The furious god saber sensed the danger, but it was too late for it to escape. It was trapped by the medicine cauldron. Clang! Clang! Quickly let me out! Quickly let me out! I want to meet a god, kill a god, meet a devil, kill a devil, who can stop my endless killing intent. The angry godblade's voice was still roaring, and soon it could no longer be heard. The bronze cauldron rotated once again and enveloped the arrow. The arrow was quick to escape. However, the cauldron spirit of the bronze cauldron was of a much higher level than it. An aged hand reached out, grabbed the arrow, and stored it into the medicine cauldron. The two murderous weapons that had given birth to weapon spirits had become Yang Wu's possession. Yu Huaijin stared with wide eyes at Yang Wu's bronze cauldron. He exclaimed in his heart, true god medicine cauldron? Every medicine cauldron was the lifeblood of an alchemist. A good medicine cauldron was especially precious. The ancient medicine cauldron before Yang Wu's eyes was of a very high level. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been able to easily keep the two great divine weapons. The old woman was also shocked. Yang Wu had easily kept such a vicious weapon. No wonder he could talk to their patriarch on equal footing at such a young age. Yang Wu stably put away the medicinal cauldron and smiled. I'm afraid that the most dangerous things here are these advanced artifact spirits. I'm sure it's not just this one. There are other artifact spirits as well. Everyone be careful. Perhaps we'll have a great harvest. Little Wu, lend me your medicine cauldron. I feel that I need protection. Xianyuan Hou approached Yang Wu. She blinked her big eyes and said delicately, don't worry, I will protect you. Yang Wu patted his chest and said, I want the medicine cauldron. Xianyuan Hou said coquettishly. Her voice was extremely soft and numb. Any man's heart of stone would be melted by it. Wait until you become my wife. I will give it to you. Yang Wu replied with a smile. Che stingy. Xianyuan Hou rolled her eyes at Yang Wu. Then she went to the old woman's side and asked, Granny, are you all right? I won't die yet. However, this place is too dangerous. It's not advisable to go deeper. The old woman replied, since we are already here, just hold on a little longer. Moreover, I feel that Anne is not far ahead. Xianyuan Hou said stubbornly. That's right. I don't want to leave at this time. Yang Wu replied and took the lead to advance. The bronze cauldron was something that even the god of War Pagoda's pagoda spirit was terrified of. It was only after Yang Wu became a divine alchemist that he gained its recognition. After becoming a disciple of the medicine god palace, it cooperated with him even more. This was also the reason why he used the bronze cauldron at this time. Even without the bronze cauldron, he still had the divine weapon electric fork and the pot shield. He could suppress these two divine weapons. An even more terrifying crisis awaited them as they continued to advance. Chapter 1461. Following the guidance of Xianyuan Hou's heartblood, Yang Wu's group finally arrived at a strange place. This strange place was surrounded by countless boulders. The boulders were arranged like a formation, and there were huge demonic corpses suppressed by the boulders. These demonic corpses were incomparably huge, and there was a lot of demonic energy lingering within them. After countless years, there was still no sign of dissipating. This is the place where the seniors of my Xianyuan clan reside. After Xianyuan Hou arrived, she immediately felt a sense of familiarity. She and the old woman flew towards the boulders. Yang Wu hurriedly shouted, Don't go! That's the power of the divine chains. After saying that, he rushed over with his fastest speed and stopped them. Fortunately, Xianyuan Hou's realm and strength were inferior to his, so she was stopped by him. If he was a bit slower and they rushed in, the consequences would be unimaginable. What did you mean just now? Xianyuan Hou asked. Without waiting for Yang Wu's response, the old woman said, You said this is the divine palace? Yang Wu nodded and said, That's right. This is definitely the divine palace. If you go near, you'll definitely be killed by these boulders. After Yang Wu finished speaking, the old woman pointed and sent a wave of energy towards the boulders. Before this wave of energy could approach the boulders, it was directly wiped out by supreme power. It really is the divine palace. The old woman cried out. The divine palace of the Nine Suns realm? Xin Yuan Hou asked. That's right. Only the divine palace's power can easily dissolve my power. The old woman replied. Then she asked, Will Yu Jun really be here? According to my senses, it can't be wrong. Xin Yuan Hou said in a deep voice. She looked at Yang Wu and said, Do you have a way to enter? If you want to enter the divine palace, you must comprehend the power of the divine chains to enter. I can't comprehend the power here, so I can't enter. Yang Wu replied truthfully. Yu Huaijin said, You can also forcefully break it, but it depends on whether you have the ability. How can we break the Nine Suns Palace? The old woman said anxiously. Don't you think you're invincible? You could try. Yu Huaijin had long disliked the old woman and couldn't help but say. The old woman was so angry that she couldn't speak. If it's an expert of the Nine Suns realm from your Xinyuan clan, maybe you can enter. Kang Gong's the divine chains. Okay, I'll give it a try, Xinyuan Hou replied and urged her heart blood clone over. When the avatar got close, there was a vibration and the avatar turned into a blood mist. The blood mist fell on the boulder and activated the power of the divine chains. Swoosh! It has powers, the divine palace realms, the power was. Xinyuan Chu Huai's. Hou Huai, the S Wu and walked. Xinyuan Hou's. S. Of the of Su Su. It must be inside. I want to take her away. Xinyuan Hou said firmly. Yang Wu said, You don't have to go in. Maybe you could try to summon her. He added in his heart, If she's still alive. Just as Yang Wu finished speaking, an incomparably mournful voice came from inside. The voice shook heaven and earth. Boundless killing intent shook the surroundings. The divine chain's power reversed, forming a golden dragon that soared into the sky. A figure stood on the dragon's head. The figure was dressed sloppily. Her messy long hair covered her cheeks. Only a pair of bloodshot eyes could be seen through the hair. That terrifying aura made people shudder. She was a woman. Her body was skinny, like a refugee. However, the aura she emitted was incomparably noble. It was as if she was a born noble. It was innate and couldn't be concealed. And Xinyuan Hou asked doubtfully. Just as she finished speaking, a force struck towards her position. The power was too fast. No one could react in time. Xinyuan Hou was hit. Her delicate body was sent flying, and she spat out blood. Yang Wu's eyes bulged. His body turned into a bolt of lightning and swept towards Xinyuan Hou. Yu Huaijin also wanted to help Yang Wu bring Xinyuan Hou over. However, the woman standing on the dragon's head made her move again. This time, Yu Huaijin reacted and blocked the power ahead of time. Bang! Yu Huaijin was pushed back by the power. Kill! The woman standing on the dragon's head shouted. The divine chain's power was activated. Golden dragons surrounded Yu Huaijin and attacked. Run! Yu Huaijin screamed. The divine chain's power was at the Nine Suns realm. How could she block it? She had no choice but to block it to give Yang Wu and the others a chance to escape. The old woman and Yang Taihe didn't dare to stay idle. The power of the connecting heaven realm was incomparably strong. It was like the power of a full moon had sealed the woman's power. Rumble, rumble. The divine chain's power was too domineering. It directly urged Yu Huaijin, the old woman, and Yang Taihe's power. Yu Huaijin quickly retreated and took Yang Wu and Xinyuan Hou away. The old woman and Yang Taihe were sent flying. Even the connecting heaven realm experts couldn't block the power of the divine chains. They couldn't block the woman's power. Yang Wu, let go of me. She is my aunt. Xinyuan Hou cried out weakly. The divine grade inner armor she wore was shattered. It was this inner armor that saved her life. Otherwise, the attack just now would have taken her life. She's already possessed. You will only die if you go near her. Yang Wu replied. I have a way to awaken her will. It's useless. She has been invaded for many years. What can you do? We are the same race. My blood can awaken her. Don't be silly. The woman standing on the dragon's head obviously didn't want Yang Wu and his group to leave. She cried out once again. Countless boulders rolled and smashed towards the distance, completely blocking the escape route of Yang Wu and his group. The powerful gravity crushed down, instantly reducing their speed. Boulders were also smashing towards them. The boulders turned into dragons and fell from the sky. No one could stop them. Yu Huaijin, the old woman, and Yang Taihe tried their best to stop them. A curved blade appeared in Yu Huaijin's hand. Her battle strength rapidly increased. She continuously slashed at the boulders with the power of the moon. The walking stick in the old woman's hand enlarged. When she swung it forward, a meteor-like power smashed the boulders. Yang Taihe took out the dragon rebel spear. The spear was like a dragon, and the river water surged. The three Empyrean swords blocked the falling boulder. Apart from Yu Huaijin, who could block a few of the boulders, the old woman and Yang Taihe's powers were all shattered. They were heavily injured by the boulder and were suppressed by it. No one knew if the two of them were still alive. Yang Wu and Xianyuan Houwu's position was blocked by Yu Huaijin, and they luckily escaped. However, they were sealed by the power of the divine chains. The woman rode on the dragon's head and slowly came over. She was like a demoness descending. Her terrifying power made people shudder. Do you have the confidence to win against her? Yang Wu asked. In my peak state, I can block it. Yu Huaijin replied. Good, I'll return you to your peak state. Yang Wu responded. He didn't hesitate to summon the little soul bell and prepared to return another portion of Yu Huaijin's soul origin. Yu Huaijin was incomparably excited. Unfortunately, before the little soul bell could release her soul, the woman had already made her move. Another huge rock came crashing down on them. Who could stop it with the force of Mount Tai? Pot Shield. Yang Wu summoned the Pot Shield and poured the power of his immortal root into it. It instantly enlarged and blocked the boulder's power. Bang! The boulder's power smashed onto the Pot Shield's defensive power, causing Yang Wu's group to feel dizzy. The defensive power also almost collapsed. If you have any other methods to awaken her, use them quickly. Otherwise, we'll all die, Yang Wu said to Xianyuan Houwu anxiously. Xianyuan Houwu shouted, Aunt, I'm Xianyuan Houwu, your niece. I'm here to take you out. Can you stop attacking? Yang Wu was instantly speechless. Xianyuan Houwu was usually so clever. Why was she so useless at the crucial moment? If shouting like this was useful, the other party wouldn't kill them without a word. At the same time, the little soul bell was actually in the woman's hand. Yu Huaijin's soul hadn't been released yet. Damn it, quickly return the soul bell. Yu Huaijin was completely anxious. She shouted and continuously slashed with her scimitar. Yu Huaijin's fighting strength was very powerful. Even if she wasn't at her peak, she was still able to challenge top deity experts. This woman's realm hadn't reached that level yet. She was only so powerful because she had comprehended the power of the divine chains and could control them. The two women fought fiercely together, causing a huge commotion. Yang Wu and Xianyuan Houwu took the time to rescue Yu Huaijin. When they approached the boulder, they discovered that they couldn't move the boulder. It was the power of the divine chains. Without the same power or without comprehending the power of the divine chains, it was impossible to move the boulder. Yang Wu slashed with the Big Dipper, intending to save Yang Taihe. Unfortunately, before the sword light could land, it was shattered by the power of the divine chains. Princess, try and see if you have the power of the divine decree to move the boulder. Yang Wu reminded. Xianyuan Houwu calmed down and instantly tore open the power of the divine decree, hoping to use the power of the divine decree to move the boulder. A heavenly expert appeared. This was the clone of an overlord. The aura it released was very powerful. Ancestor, please help me move this boulder to save Granny. Xianyuan Houwu said respectfully. The heavenly expert clone stretched out its palm, intending to move the boulder. Unexpectedly, the power of the divine chains backfired and shattered the clone's power. The power of the divine chains. When the clone disappeared, it revealed an incomparably moved expression. It's over. There's no more. Chapter 1462. Everyone was in despair. The power of the divine chains was too terrifying. It was completely under the witch's control. Even with their divine weapons, they couldn't stop the witch's attack. Seeing that the witch was about to slaughter everyone, she actually stopped. That pair of vicious eyes actually had a bit of gentleness. She muttered, "Strong, strong." Her eyes were fixed on Yang Wu, making him feel a bit nervous. Before anyone could react, a power bound Yang Wu and pulled him in the direction of the witch. Yang Wu was shocked. He opened his soul eye without hesitation, and a beam of soul light shot toward the witch's glabella. He hoped that it could interfere with the witch's soul. He didn't expect to kill her, but it was enough to save himself. However, after his soul power entered the demon goddess's court, it was like a muddy sea. It couldn't cause any waves. This was the first time Yang Wu encountered something like this. The witch's soul must be very powerful. Otherwise, she wouldn't be able to ignore his soul attack. "Put down the young master," Yu Huijin shouted. Her curved blade slashed out again. "Hu Yuling Tian." Yu Huijin became one with her blade. She turned into a terrifying crescent moon and attacked the witch. That terrifying destructive power was something that even a peak-reaching heaven expert wouldn't dare to face. Heaven and earth were destroyed by this blade. This was Yu Huijin's true strength. In order to take back the small soul bell, she was going all out. Saving Yang Wu was only secondary. Before Yu Huijin's attack could land on the witch, a huge rock containing the power of the divine chain smashed towards her. Bang! The curved blade's power continuously slashed the huge rock. It didn't break the huge rock. Instead, the blade's power was directly shattered. Yu Huijin was forced to retreat. The moment she retreated, the witch had already grabbed Yang Wu. "Strong, strong. You're finally here. I won't be separated from you again." She hugged Yang Wu tightly. He couldn't breathe at all. Her power was too great. Although Yang Wu could fight against reaching heaven experts, he still felt like he couldn't bear it. Yu Huijin and Xianyuan Hou were dumbfounded. What's wrong with this witch? Aunt, she mistook Yang Wu for him. Xianyuan Hou's mind spun quickly, and she instantly understood the crux of the matter. When Yu Huijin was about to attack again, Xianyuan Hou hurriedly shouted, "Don't attack again, you'll hurt Yang Wu." Yu Huijin hesitated for a moment before giving up. She was afraid that the other party would destroy the soul of the little soul bell if she pushed him too far. Yang Wu was struggling. He wanted to break free from the witch's restraints, but he was still unable to do so. If he were to make a move and kill the witch now, he would still be able to do so. The Netherworld Ice Wing Blade would be able to cut her down. Just as he was about to do so, the witch cried, "Chong, we will never be separated again." Yang Wu instantly understood. The witch might really be Xianyuan Hou's aunt, Xianyuan Yujun, and the Chong she spoke of might be his ancestor, Yang Baiqiang. His heart softened, just like the scene when he met Meng Bingxue. However, one was betrayed, while the other was imprisoned here. "Amen. We will never be separated again. Don't be afraid, don't be afraid." Yang Wu softly comforted. "You're so good. I've waited for you for so long," the witch said with tears streaming down her face. The witch was affected by negative emotions, but her infatuation was still deeply rooted. Otherwise, she wouldn't have mistaken Yang Wu for Yang Baiqiang at this time. "Amen. Aren't I here to find you? Can you let them leave first? If they disturb us, I'll be embarrassed. I'll kill them," the witch said with a murderous aura. "No, they accompany me to find you. Let them leave first, okay?" Yang Wu anxiously shouted. "All right, we'll do as you say," the witch replied and quickly retrieved the huge rock. The power of the divine chains retracted, releasing the others. "You guys leave first. Don't worry about me. I'll have a good talk with you, June," Yang Wu replied. Everyone was clear that the current situation was very unfavorable for them. Staying here would only cause trouble, so they had no choice but to leave. "Be careful, we're in trouble," Xianyuan Hou transmitted to Yang Wu. "Well, it must be fine. Yang Taihe dragged his heavily injured body and said, just like this, they quickly left this place. They were afraid that the witch would go crazy again and kill them if they were any slower. After they left, Yang Wu heaved a heavy sigh of relief. At this time, the witch's negative emotions suddenly appeared again, and a terrifying evil aura enveloped him. Yang Wu quickly hugged her and kissed the witch's lips. He thought to himself, I can only use the beauty trap. The witch's negative emotions were instantly blocked by Yang Wu's kiss. At the same time, fragmented scenes of the past constantly flashed through her mind. Those beautiful memories had long been imprinted in her heart, causing her to sober up a lot. Chong, take me. The witch was lost in Yang Wu's beauty trap. Yang Wu raised his hand and knocked the back of the witch's neck without hesitation. However, the witch's senses were too powerful. Before he could hit her, the power on her body fluctuated and blocked his attack. In the next moment, he was directly thrown to the ground by the witch. She lifted her hair, revealing a pale and lusterless face. She muttered, let's consummate today. In an instant, the clothes on Yang Wu's body were torn to shreds. No, I'm not Yang Baiqiang. Yang Wu held his lower body and cried out in shock. The witch was just about to throw herself at Yang Wu when she heard this. Her negative emotions appeared again, and her eyes flashed with a thick, murderous intent. Do you have a woman? Do you not like me anymore? You unfaithful man, I'm going to kill you. The witch raised her hand and slapped Yang Wu's face. Yang Wu naturally wouldn't just sit there and wait for death. The sacred mandala was already attacking. Whoosh whoosh. The sacred mandala was very close to her. Many vines quickly bound her body, and a terrible poisonous fog enveloped her, preventing her from killing Yang Wu. Wrap her up layer by layer, Yang Wu hurriedly ordered. The sacred mandala grew like crazy, wrapping the witch up like a rice dumpling. The witch was powerful, but that was only with the help of the divine chains. Now that the chains were isolated, she wouldn't be able to break free so easily. Yang Wu bounced up and put on his clothes. Good thing my chastity is preserved. He then grabbed the small soul bell and took out the divine radiance elixir. This was a divine elixir he'd obtained from the radiant space. It could purify and restrain all negative energy. The demoness struggled and screamed. Many of the flower vines were breaking apart. Yang Wu seized the opportunity and poured the elixir into the witch's mouth. The witch was only under the influence of negative emotions. Once she took the elixir, she might be completely healed. However, Yang Wu's elixir didn't even touch the witch before it was destroyed by the essence she spat out. Yang Wu's heart ached. He hesitated for a moment, then drank a mouthful of the elixir and transmitted, Yujun, I'm in the top 100. The words top 100 seemed to have a magical power, instantly freezing the witch. While she was in a daze, he leaned over again and kissed her on the lips, forcefully pouring the elixir into her mouth. As the elixir entered her mouth, the purifying power of the light instantly took effect. The evil aura on her body was pushed away. She no longer struggled and just stood there in a daze. The evil thoughts in her soul were slowly cleansed, and her aura gradually stabilized. Her eyes also slowly became clear. After an unknown amount of time, Yang Wu heard, "Are you done kissing?" This was ventriloquism, not words that came out of her mouth. Yang Wu was so scared that he quickly let go. He looked at the witch whose eyes had returned to normal and said awkwardly, "Are you all right?" The witch coldly stared at Yang Wu and said, "Who are you?" Yang Wu believed that the witch had returned to normal at this moment, but he could still feel a terrifying killing intent from her body. He took a step back and said, I am Yang Wu from the Yang family. What is your relationship with the top 100? The witch asked a step further. While she was speaking, the sacred mandala flower binding her body began to crack. The sacred mandala flower quickly returned to Yang Wu's body. You should be my grandfather's 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 grandfather. Yang Wu rubbed his nose and replied. He had seen the Yang family's genealogy. Their branch that had been kicked out of the transcendent realm was Yang Baiqiang's descendant. They had been implicated by Yang Baiqiang and had no choice but to be banished to the transcendent realm. His answer wasn't wrong. The witch kept staring at Yang Wu. making Yang Wu's hair stand on end. He didn't dare leave, even if he wanted to. He was afraid that if he angered the other party, a giant rock could smash him to death. Did he ask you to come here? After a long time, she asked. Yang Wu froze for a moment, then shook his head and said, No, it was the Xinyuan family's princess, Her Highness Wu Wu, who came to find you. She's your niece. What about him? Why didn't he come to find me personally? The witch sternly said. Yang Wu instantly felt suffocated and uncomfortable. She was definitely a high-level expert, otherwise she wouldn't be able to give him such pressure. Don't you know that he is already dead? Yang Wu replied, but he immediately regretted it after saying this. At this time, how could he provoke her? He was simply courting death. However, the witch was surprisingly calm. She turned around, and her expression couldn't be seen. The killing intent on her body was restrained, as if she hadn't been greatly provoked. You can leave. After a long time, the witch indifferently said. Then what about you? Yang Wu asked. It's not your turn to meddle in my affairs. Get lost. The witch was angry. Yang Wu didn't hesitate to turn around and leave. He was afraid that he would be obliterated by her if he was a bit slower. Her mood really exploded at the slightest provocation. After Yang Wu left, the witch knelt on the ground and silently sobbed. Chong, I am sorry, I am sorry. Chapter 1463. I heard you're the most outstanding of your generation. Come, let's exchange a few moves. I want to see what kind of genius the Yang clan can produce. Your Highness, I'm just a nobody. Please don't make things difficult for me. Okay? No, they all say you're the number one of the younger generation in the War Clan realm. Even this prince isn't your opponent. I'm not convinced. Fine. I like to deal with all kinds of unconvinced people, especially a beauty like you. Your Highness, are you convinced now? Convince my ass. You're just a cheap shot. Beauty, don't be so rough. Be careful not to explode your 2 tails of meat. Bastard, who said I only have 2 tails of meat? I'm going to kill you. It's not just 2 tails, it's at least 3 tails. Hateful, you bad guy. Why did I fall for you? Xinyuan Yujun's face was wet with tears as she recalled the past. She voluntarily came here to accept her punishment in the hope that her family and the Xing clan would let Yang Baiqiang go. She didn't expect that after she came in, Yang Baiqiang would still die. This was something she couldn't accept. I'll kill all of you who don't keep your promises. Xinyuan Yujun shouted as a wave of negative energy swept out. However, her soul wasn't affected much, and she was able to deal with it calmly. Now do you know how stupid your decision was to voluntarily enter the war tomb? A voice faintly rang out. A tall figure walked towards Xinyuan Yujun step by step. Brother, why are you here too? When Xinyuan Yujun saw who it was, a look of shock flashed across her face. Then, she asked, could it be that this is also their doing? The person who came was Xinyuan Badeo, Xinyuan Yujun's younger brother. This was really unexpected. They didn't do that to me. They just didn't pay much attention to me. Xinyuan Badeo replied faintly. Then he said, I've been here for 2 years and I knew you were here, but I didn't have a way to help you recover. So I've been waiting for you to wake up, then I'll think of a way to help you. But I didn't expect that kid to save you first. It can be considered as I'm doing something for Brother Baiqiang. He's really dead? Xinyuan Yujun asked in a trembling voice. Yes, that day, I saw with my own eyes that he was surrounded and killed by some old fellows in the clan and the people from the Xing clan. The Yang clan also suffered a blow. If it wasn't for you voluntarily being imprisoned in this place, our good big brother's position would have been lost. Xinyuan Badeo replied. Damn it, they all deserve to die. Xinyuan Yujun shouted. Do you still want to stay here? Get out. I want to avenge the top 100. If that's the case, then you've fallen into our good elder brother's trap. Didn't he ask our good niece to come and save you because he wanted you to go out and stir up more trouble in the clan? I don't care. Those who killed the top 100, I want them dead. Sister, I think you should calm down. The old guys in the clan are not to be trifled with. They imprisoned me for so long for nothing. I only wanted them to give the top 100 a way out. They went back on their word. How can I remain calm? If you don't calm down, Brother Baiqiang would have died for nothing. Yang Wu, Yang Teha, Xinyuan Hou, and the others gathered together. "Where's my aunt?" Xian Yuan Wu asked anxiously. "She's fine," Yang Wu replied. "Then why didn't you bring her here?" "Who am I? How can I bring her here? It's already good enough that I can leave here alive." Xian Yuan Wu revealed a trace of sadness. She thought that Yang Wu could help her aunt get rid of her negative emotions and bring her out. Her emotions are no longer a problem. "You can see her now," Yang Wu said. "You mean she's fine?" Xian Yuan Wu blinked her big eyes and asked. Yang Wu nodded and said, "Yes, she's completely fine. Thank you," Xian Yuan Wu said, and quickly flew towards Xian Yuan Yujun. The old woman followed him like a shadow. "Are you sure there's no problem?" Yang Taihe, who was meditating, asked. Previously, he was smashed by a huge rock, and his divine body almost exploded. Now that he had recovered some strength, he still needed some time to fully recover. "It's fine. At least she won't hurt us anymore," Yang Wu said with certainty. Then, he said, "Little ancestor, we can leave this place." They had finished what they wanted to do, so there wasn't much meaning in staying. "I want to stay here for a while," Yang Tai has said. "Little ancestor wants to train here?" "Yes, I'm still not strong enough. This is the tomb of our war clan's ancestors. Although it's incomparably dangerous, it also has great opportunities. Didn't that woman from the Xianyuan clan obtain the opportunity to enter the Nine Suns realm? I think I can try my luck. Although that's the case, but no buts. I've already made up my mind. You can go back and tell your grandmother." "All right." Yang Wu couldn't persuade Yang Taihe, so he could only let him do as he wished. He took out some divine light liquid and some other resources, hoping to help Yang Taihe at a crucial moment. Yang Taihe didn't refuse and accepted the resources Yang Wu gave him. Although he was Yang Wu's ancestor, Yang Wu's ability had already far surpassed his ancestor. Yu Huijin looked at Yang Wu from the side. She wanted to ask about the small soul bell, but she was too embarrassed to ask. Yang Wu also noticed her strangeness, but he didn't pay attention to her. This woman had always wanted to break free from his control. It could be said that she had put in a lot of effort. Yang Wu only waited for Xianyuan Wu to return before he began to bid farewell. In the end, Xianyuan Wu didn't wait, but Xianyuan Badeo did. "Why are you here?" Yang Wu said in surprise. "Why can't I be here?" Xianyuan Badeo asked. The last time they met was when Yang Wu went to the Purple Firmament Palace. At that time, Xianyuan Badeo answered the summons and went to the Purple Firmament Palace with him. At that time, he was incomparably shocked. "Did you come early?" Yang Wu asked again. "You can even guess this?" "There's nothing I can't guess. Your body is stained with the aura here. If you don't remove it, you may lose your sense of propriety. I'm ready to leave here. Don't worry." "Then I'm relieved. It's really surprising that you can come out of the Purple Firmament Palace's Divine Firmament Forbidden Area. Yes, I also feel lucky. The Purple Firmament Palace won't let this go. You should be careful in the future. You can go out first. Wu and her aunt will meet. Nothing will happen." "All right, then we'll go first." "Thank you, Yang Wu." Yang Wu was confused. He didn't know what Xianyuan Badeo was talking about. Could it be that he was thanking him for helping Xianyuan Wu? He naturally didn't know that Xianyuan Badeo and Xianyuan Yujun were siblings. Just like that, Yang Wu, Yang Taihe, and Yu Huijin left. They didn't go out immediately. Instead, they continued to look around to see if there was anything special here, like the shooting sun arrows, raging god saber, and other divine weapons. They wanted to collect one or two more, or some battle skill inheritance, and so on. However, not only did they not gain anything, but they were also surrounded by a demon spirit army and were almost injured by them. Yang Wu and Yu Huijin decided to leave this place. Yang Wu still had many things to deal with in the clan. He couldn't leave for too long. After all, the Yang clan was expanding and was in the process of consolidating their territory. If he left for too long, the people's hearts would be unstable. Yang Taihe stayed behind. He had done what he should do in the clan. It was time to think of a way to improve his strength. Yang Xiaohui was enough to guard the grave split city. Yang Wu and Yu Huijin left the battlefield tomb smoothly and quickly rushed back to the Yang clan. The Yang clan continued to expand their territory. They had taken back their original territory and occupied some other territories. This was the time when they were the most powerful. At the same time, they attracted the most attention. The Xinyuan clan leader came out to stop Yang Wu's reward for the Xing clan. He also received a reply. The Xing clan was forced to hand over half of their mines to the Yang clan. The two clans stopped fighting for the time being. When the news came out, the War clan was in an uproar. The Xing clan actually bowed to the Yang clan first. Although the Xinyuan clan intervened, it also meant that the Yang clan had the power to challenge the Xing clan. The Yang clan was no longer the Yang clan of the past. When the news came out, another piece of news came out. The second alchemy tower of the Alchemist Alliance would be located in the Yang clan. The first alchemy tower was set up in Ding City by Xiang Dingtian. Many alchemists knew the function of the alchemy tower. Not only could it test the alchemist's level, but after reaching a certain level, the alchemist could also receive rewards. It could be alchemy techniques, pill recipes, or even alchemy-related rewards. All the major cities were trying to get their hands on the alchemy tower. This would attract a large number of alchemists. At the same time, more warriors would come, which would lead to the prosperity of the city. The second alchemy tower was sent to the Yang clan under the protection of the vice leader Miao Qi and Chao Jifei. An exquisite pagoda was built in the city of Yang Jiaqing. Boundless fiery light illuminated the land. Countless people cheered. The arrival of the alchemy tower was undoubtedly a heart-strengthening pill for the Yang clan and the people who depended on the Yang clan. It meant that the Yang clan was beginning to soar. Yang Wu also announced that he would preach for 3 days in the alchemy tower as a gift for the alchemist who came. In addition, he asked Elder Zue to personally preside over the alchemist test. On this day, countless alchemists gathered in the Yang clan. Other than the alchemists from the War clan realm, there were also alchemists from the Chuandu realm. When the people from Mount Amei heard the news, they were about to explode from anger. Mount Amei had absolute control over the Chuandu realm. However, they could not control all the alchemists. Was it wrong for them to want to test their level? The Yang clan was unstoppable. Chapter 1464. The rise of the Yang clan had touched the nerves of many powers, especially the Xing clan and Purple Cloud Palace. They hated seeing the Yang clan grow stronger, as it meant that they would have another powerful enemy in the future. However, for the time being, they had no way to annihilate the Yang clan and stop the rise of the Yang clan. Even though they had bribed some of the evil cultivators to cause trouble in the Yang family city, wanting to ruin the reputation of the Yang family, it was a pity that the Yang family had quickly extinguished the trouble before it had time to ferment. The Yang clan's overall strength had increased too quickly, and it was too difficult for ordinary people to cause trouble for them. The trouble caused by these people reminded Yang Wu that he needed to monitor the Yang clan's territory. Thus, he called Lu Ji over. In the past few years, after Lu Ji returned from Wudong, he was not in a hurry to return to Wudong Mountain. He planned to marry Yang Lulu, and once they were married, he would be the son-in-law of the Yang clan, and could be considered a member of the Yang clan. He was talented, but he did not put his mind on cultivation, and instead focused on studying formations, and became friends with Yu Chang. After Lu Ji saw Yang Wu, he did not wait for Yang Wu to speak, and said, "My lord, when will you host my wedding with Lulu?" Yang Wu froze for a moment, then laughed. "So that's why you're here? Master has nothing to teach me. I have already comprehended the Tai Chi Dao, and the rest is up to me. I don't want to stay in Wudong forever, and the Yang clan is in the stage of development. I need a reason to help. Only by betrothing Lulu to me can I be considered a member of the Yang clan. You see, Brother Peng Yuan is already ahead of me," Lu Ji replied. Who would have thought that such a devilish-looking guy like Lu Ji would like the ordinary-looking Yang Lulu? Fate was something that was really hard to guess. "All right, I'll preside over the wedding once you've chosen an auspicious time." Yang Wu was also happy for Lu Ji from the bottom of his heart. This way, he and Lu Ji would be even closer. "Thank you, my lord," Lu Ji said happily. Then he asked, "Why did my lord summon me?" "I want to set up a surveillance array so that I can see everything that's happening in the Yang clan's territory." Yang Wu said, "My lord, your appetite is really big. As long as there are enough materials, I can make a small-scale array formation. However, I can't do a large-scale array formation alone, Lu Ji said awkwardly. Indeed, he had just reached the 3-star mark realm. Even if he could increase his strength by 2 or 3 stars in a short period of time, he still wouldn't be able to complete such a large divine formation. Only if he had reached the heavenly arrival realm would it be possible. If you can't do it alone, then ask someone else. There are other divine array masters in the transcendent realm. You can ask them to come and help. Yang Wu said. After pausing for a moment, he said, the Wu Dang clan should have divine array masters. My master should be a divine array master. However, it won't be easy to ask him to help. At the very least, I don't have that kind of face. Lu Ji replied after thinking for a moment. Your master is really an expert. Not only is he a divine alchemist, but he's also a divine array master. If he's also a divine weapon master, then he's omnipotent. Yang Wu praised. That's not it. Master said that he doesn't know how to refine weapons. All right, then let's ask your master to come out. You and I will return to the Wu Dang clan and ask him to come out. There's no need to rush. Before that, let's talk about how powerful the surveillance array is. You also need to prepare all kinds of materials. Without those materials, even if he comes, it'll be useless. Also, you can use a divine pill to hire 1 or 2 divine array masters to come and help. That's reasonable. Then let's do that. Lu Ji listed out a list of materials. Most of them were holy materials, and some of them were divine materials. Their value was not small, and they needed a huge amount of financial support. Yang Wu had gone to the divine cloud battlefield and obtained a lot of materials. He could provide some of them, but the rest still needed to be bought. He looked at the Yang family's treasury and suddenly felt a little embarrassed. There were not many holy stones left in the treasury, and even fewer divine stones. The entire family's operation was supported by the treasury. Even if he, as a divine alchemist, refined a lot of pills and sold them, the wealth he earned was only enough to cover the expenses. Yang Wu ordered someone to open the account book. After seeing a pile of expenses, he felt a headache coming. Continue to auction the pills. Yang Wu could only take out another batch of pills and give it to the people below to auction. In addition, he also summoned some elders to work together to develop the business. Making more money was the way to go. Few of these elders knew how to do business. The original business methods were too old-fashioned, and money came too slowly. Most of them relied on mining in the world of battles and then trading with other forces to obtain wealth. In the past few years, the Yang family's investment in the world of battles had been quite small. Only Yang Hanlin was there. Moreover, he had asked for half of the Xing family's mines, so he needed manpower. It was not easy to replenish the treasury in a short time. Based on the current situation, it was too difficult for Yang Wu to count on the Yang family to make money. He couldn't help but wonder where Nangong Shiqin and Rin Xiaofeng had gone. Had they betrayed him and left? At that moment, Yang Mammy walked out and said, Family leader, I have a suggestion, but I don't know if I should say it. Say it. Yang Wu looked at the charming Yang Mammy. She was a mature woman, always exuding a charming charm. She had charmed countless people, both inside and outside the family. Countless people had proposed marriage to her, but she had heartlessly rejected them all. She said, I just want to give birth to a child for you. The others were dealt a heavy blow, but they still couldn't stop others from liking her. Yang Wu found Yang Mammy's burning gaze a little unbearable. She was a woman who ate people up. I have some experience in business. Family leader, please listen to me and see if it's feasible. Once Yang Mammy said that, she said seriously, I think we can rebuild Dao Verification Mountain. It's the place where you became the first divine apothecary. Many people go there one after another to pay their respects. They hope that they can feel what it's like when you become a divine apothecary. Once it's rebuilt, we can send soldiers to guard it. Anyone who wants to pay their respects to Dao Verification Mountain can do so, as long as they pay. Also, we can carve some of the things you did in your early years on Dao Verification Mountain and turn it into a place of historical interest. You can only earn a small amount of money like that, right? An elder asked. No, countless people go to Dao Verification Mountain every day. If we add up the small amount of money each person earns, we can earn the same amount as if we auction off a sacred core every day. It's impossible to earn that much money. That's right. It's impossible for a place of historical interest to attract so many people. Don't argue. Let Mammy finish, Yang Wu said as he pressed his hands together. Yang Mammy then said, everyone who enters Dao Verification Mountain will receive one sacred stone. There are at least 100,000 people who come to observe it every day, so that's the same as 100,000 sacred stones. Do you think that paying one sacred stone is very expensive? Actually, that's not the case. There are plenty of people who will pay 100 high-grade mystic stones to enter the city, and our family leader is the youngest divine apothecary in history. He left behind the presence of his Dao Verification Mountain. If anyone can understand it, they might not be able to become a divine apothecary, but they can definitely become a saint apothecary. The group was not stupid. When they heard Yang Mammy say it so clearly, they instantly understood what she wanted to do. He wanted to use Yang Wu's name to sell a boo-boo to everyone. It was just like Shaolin Temple. It was said to be a holy land for Buddhists, and many believers went there to worship Buddha. The fee for each person to worship Buddha was not high, but there was an endless stream of people coming in every day. Their income alone was already comparable to the income of many people from doing business. Paying yuan was the first to agree. Elder Mammy's suggestion is very good. I think it's feasible. Another person thought about it and said, it's feasible, but it would be best if the family leader left behind some authentic writings. Not bad, not bad. Not only was the family leader a divine apothecary, he was also an invincible emperor. These are all necessary elements for a historical site. We can turn Dao Verification Mountain into the family leader's first Dao Verification Mountain, and more people will come to pay their respects. That's a great idea. Mammy, you're really smart. Everyone's opinion changed, and they began to support Yang Mammy's suggestion. Yang Wu also thought that it was feasible, so he waved his hand and agreed to Yang Mammy's suggestion. Then, Yang Mammy suggested that they build the largest herb trading ground in the war race around the Apothecaries Alliance's branch. Not only would they trade with the war race, they would also trade with all parts of the transcendent world. Even if they did not want to build a cauldron city, it would definitely not be a problem to build a small cauldron city or small herb city. Aside from that, she also had some unique suggestions that caused everyone's eyes to light up. If they carried out her suggestions, the Yang family would definitely be able to gather a lot of wealth within a short period of time. Yang Wu agreed to all of her suggestions without hesitation. He also appointed Yang Mammy as the chief elder of the trading firm and told her to do her best to gather wealth for the Yang family. No one else dared to object. Yang Mammy accepted the order happily, but she did not forget to throw a few flirtatious glances at Yang Wu. Her feelings were clear to see. Yang Wu suppressed his anger and cursed in his heart. If this continues, someone's going to die. His self-control had always been outstanding, but Yang Mammy had an innate talent in charming people, and she had expressed her love for him without holding anything back. It had not been easy for him to hold himself back until now. There were also some elders in the clan who suggested that Yang Wu and Yang Mammy give birth to a child so that he would definitely become the strongest child in the clan. Even his great-grandmother, Gong Salon, had said the same thing. Mammy was born with a meridian replenishing body. Her greatest task in life is to give birth to the strongest child for our clan, and you have an atavistic body. The child you give birth to with her will definitely be the strongest. Yang Wu did not know how to respond to this. He had many women, and if he kept one Lanxin by his side, she would probably be the first to disagree. And he really did not have any improper thoughts about Yang Mammy. Yang Wu shook off these thoughts. Just as he was preparing to deal with other matters, someone suddenly came to report. Clan Elder, Mount Hung Sex Wang Yang has an urgent matter and wishes to see you. Quickly invite him in, Yang Wu immediately replied. Clan Elder Yang Wu, you should quickly save the young miss.